Networks presents the Premier Equipment Rentals pregame show.
Hello again, Kern County. Good evening and welcome back. Bright House Network's high school football game of the week, Week 5. I'm Vance Palm. That's the captain, Brian Adams. That's the rookie, Matt Alvarez. We are out here at Bakersfield Christian High School. Brand new, beautiful campus. Well, not brand new, but pretty new, and it's a gorgeous place to be. South High Rebels visiting Bakersfield Christian High School. We'll get to your take on the Eagles, but let's start with the Rebels. 1-3. History is on the side of this school when it comes to longevity in Kern County. An older school, but Matt, they're banged up.
You know, tonight's going to be the battle of attrition, Vance. They've got Odell Crum, their star running back. He's out with a broken arm. He broke it in 2 places last week against Foothill. So he's going to have surgery on Monday. But they're going to look to their quarterback, the senior Adrian Anderson. He's gone 25 of 46, 246 yards through the air, and he's also a threat on the ground, Vance. So look for South to go to their star quarterback tonight.
Let's hear what Coach Wren has to say about his Rebels.
Well, it's been a little bit of a difficult run for us early on. We've, kind of run into some bumps in the road, but we certainly expect to persevere and overcome. Well, we've got a lot of young guys, particularly on the offensive line, that are growing and developing. That's certainly an area that we need to improve. A little bit of the team cohesion has improved as the course of the year has gone on, but obviously there's been a little bit of a cost in that growing through some early losses that we certainly don't want to see. Well, it's hard for us to tell at this point. We've had some key injuries. We've had our quarterback out for a couple games. We've had our fullback out for a game. We just lost our starting running back probably to a season-ending injury Friday night. So, it's kind of a difficult question. Kind of tough for us to really know exactly where we're at until we can get some continuity on the field. We feel like we're vastly improved. We've got probably what is, I would say, a very solid linebacking core for a high school team and a great defensive lineman. We've got a returning junior who was an all-league player last year at the nose guard position, and he does a phenomenal job for us. So, luckily defense has been able to kind of keep us afloat a little bit as we're kind of trying to get our feet underneath us offensively. Well, I think defensively it's going to be our ability to get pressure on the quarterback consistently. I think Bakersfield Christian, they do a great job with their pass offense, and they certainly want to throw the ball around a little bit. And so we're certainly relying in our game plan to pressure the quarterback and maybe make it a little more difficult for him to have success. I think from an offensive perspective, we've just got to find some consistency in our running game.
Thank you, Matt. Looking forward to seeing your prognostications come true. Well, they're not the only team banged up tonight. The home squad, they've also had to deal with some issues on the injury report as well, Brian.
Well, Vance is exactly right. The Eagles right now have a broken wing and quarterback Jacob Thompson out and a broken leg with running back Christian Carlin out. And they were accumulated for 5 touchdowns in the last couple games. Now, what is going to happen with the Eagles is they had 10 turnovers last week. They have to secure the ball, and it's very tough for the new quarterback and running back on that exchange.
Let's see what Coach Barnett has to say about his Eagles.
We got a great group of kids that are just having a blast. We have a handful of seniors, we've got a handful of juniors, and we've got a handful of sophomores. All seem to know their roles and their place and are buying into what it is that we're doing. The seniors step forward and have been great leaders. And at the same time, our sophomores have been stepping forward and have been leaders as well. And we believe that everyone on the team has the ability to be a leader. And so they're starting to take that role fairly seriously. Again, a young group being led by a sophomore quarterback, Jake Thompson, and some receivers that weren't a part of the varsity team last year. We've got 2 returning offensive linemen from last year. Our tailback right now is a JV lineman from last year. And so we got some kids that are stepping up, playing some different roles than they are accustomed to playing. But you know what? When we take care of business and take care of the ball, we do some really good stuff moving the ball up and down the field. The little small intangibles are the things that get us in trouble, putting the ball on the ground, throwing interceptions, things along those lines. But you know what? When it's going in the right direction, it looks very good as far as our offense is concerned. Defensively, you know what? Our kids are just doing a great job. You know, last year we had 6 fumbles, 4 interceptions, and some really not very good opportunities as far as where we put the ball on the ground for our defense, and they just stepped up each time. And it just seems like each week they're just doing a better and better job. And Jess Visser and Nathan Pace, who are 2 inside linebackers, are doing a great job. Our defensive line is doing a great job, being led by Nathan Oldenkamp and Alex DeHogue, and we've got James Hanna. We have a young man by the name of Stephen Meter that's doing a great job as well, and so very pleased with what our defense is doing. They've got some talented athletes. They are kind of in an identity crisis. They're trying to figure out who they are. They've had some key injuries the last couple of weeks, and you never wish that on anybody, and so they've got some things that they're trying to figure out. We've got a saying that if we can just stay in front of whoever we're playing, we have the potential to be successful, and so that would be our key for Friday night, just to stay in front of them, not to be caught off guard, no coverage breakdowns, no letting them get outside and things along those lines, and so just to play good, solid football and be detail-oriented, take care of business.
All right, thank you, Captain. Look forward to having your call down on the grass. All right, Matt, last take on this football game tonight. Your thoughts?
Well, with the absence of Odell Crum, look for South to go to their star wide receiver, Chris Green, out of the arm of Adrian Anderson.
Captain, your final thoughts on this game tonight?
Well, Vance, the Eagles have to really just squeeze the air out the ball and secure it. That's going to be their best shot for a win tonight.
Keep it on the ground. Week 5, high school football game of the week. South High at Bakersfield Christian High School. For Matt, for Brian, I'm Vance. Looking forward to a great game. Back in a moment with the kickoff.
Got a job to do? Premier Equipment Rentals is your answer. Residential or industrial, we've got exactly what you need to get the job done. Whether it's a drill, trencher, bobcat, backhoe, or excavator, you can always count on Premier Equipment Rentals. And with our new extended hours, we're available when you need us. Check us out at 3217 Patton Way and 5001 Stein Road, or give us a call to find out more. Don't forget to ask about our weekend specials. Make your next project a breeze with Premier Equipment Rental.
Bakersfield's only sports station that's all sports, all day, every day. Fox Sports Radio 970. With Dan Patrick in the morning and Jim Rome 9 to noon. Home for the world champion Los Angeles Lakers and NASCAR. And now the home for the Bakersfield Condors. No swap shop, no tradio, no cheap coupons. Sports. It's all we do. Fox Sports Radio 970.
Get in the game. The Friday Night Blitz is on. Friday Football Extra.
And it's a complete football package on Sunday night after the NFL. FFX Sunday Night Edition. All the scores, all the highlights, all the stories from the gridiron.
Coverage of your favorite school, plus the FFX Game of the Week. Friday Football Extra.
FFX, the Sunday Night Edition, only on 17 News after Sunday Night Football.
Local football action. Get in the game.
Football season's here and I've been waiting all year. And I've had no looking back, no fear, here we go. Pump it up, let's fuel the screaming crowd. Take it all, this is our town. It's Friday night, hit the lights, let's go all out. Hands in on 3, together we'll shout.
The Bright House Network's high school football game of the week. Sponsored by Premier Equipment Rentals, Audio Visual Plus, KGET Friday Football Extra, Crab Radio 106.1 FM, and Fox Sports 970 AM.
Well, we're coming here to Game of the Week, Bright House Game of the Week, Bakersfield Christian High School versus South High Rebels. And both teams that we talked about in the pregame are going to be battling attrition as the captain's going to be walking out in the field to see who's going to get the toss. But tonight's game is going to really be important for Bakersfield Christian High School as they have to secure the ball after having those 10 turnovers. And then for South High, what kind of rhythm can you get when your best running back, Odell Crum, is out? Can you get some rhythm with your quarterback and throw the ball to your receivers and make big plays? But I think the other thing that's going to be important tonight is the defense. Both defenses have to come to play tonight. If I'm the South High defense, I have to be opportunistic, knowing that they had 10 turnovers, try to go after the ball, be very aggressive. Bakersfield Christian, limit the big plays. You know they're going to try to throw the ball downfield, hit the little quick receiver screens, and punish you with their athleticism. So you have to be disciplined and fly to the ball. As we see right now, the toss, and South High is going to defend that side. Side towards me to my left. And Bakersfield Christian will be receiving the ball. And they're going to be on your north end zone.
Once again, everybody, welcome to Bakersfield Christian High School.
And we're getting ready to play some football Friday night, week 5. And welcome now to my partners. Vance, back to you.
Thank you, Brian. Bakersfield Christian High School is where we're at. I'm Vance Palm alongside Matt Alvarez on top of the Premier Equipment Rentals scissor lift on the south side or south end of the football field, east side of the stadium on the visitor side. And what a pleasure it is to be here. I look back and I see the Bridge Worship Center right behind us and this beautiful campus that we're at. The Bakersfield Christian High School Eagles, and they are hosting the South High School Rebels. Matt, give us some information.
Well, South High is coached by John Wren. They're coming in with a 1-3 record, rather. The only win coming by way of a 20-10 victory against Arvin. You know, they're like we talked about in the pregame, Vance. Their starting running back, Odell Crum, is out. He has a broken arm. It's very unfortunate because he started the season 40 rushes, 248 yards, 3 reception TDs. So here we go, South kicking the ball off with number 16, Eric Garcia. And that kickoff is going to go out of bounds.
Well, we start off with a penalty flag for the Rebels. The ball kicked out of bounds, and that's always tough to take right off the top. Brian's already giving me hand signals. He's looking at me, I'm looking at him. Well, BCHS will start with the football in their hands.
And a new quarterback, Vance, for Bakersfield Christian, like we talked about in the open. Jacob Thompson out of the game. Coach Barnett electing to hold him out with a concussion. So you got in the game Sam Holbert, a 6'1 sophomore, out of the shotgun.
1st and 10. On a quarterback keeper, right up the middle. Oh, my goodness, almost a touchdown for Holbert. He gets stopped at midfield, shoestring tackle catch, or that was 7 points right out of the gate. Here comes Holbert.
Oh, there you see on the AV Plus instant replay, Holbert up the right side, and a great shoestring tackle there by Eric Garcia, who doubles up as the kicker for South High. But nonetheless, Bakersfield Christian into South High territory on the first play from scrimmage, Vance.
1st and 10 again. South High 48-yard line. Holbert looks to his left, throws it out, and it's caught. Quick little pass out to the left side. Received it there by Azamika, Darian Azamika. About a 1-yard gain.
That was a quick pass right there to Azamika. 6'3", 195, a big boy out there, Vance, in the flats. But not a lot doing for Bakersfield Christian's offense. In the meantime, it's going to be a loss of 2, actually 2nd and 12 now for Bakersfield Christian.
Well, it finally feels like autumn. Last week we're in shorts and a polo. Finally, starting to feel a little bit like autumn. 2nd and 12, lost a couple yards, as Matt says. We're just underway at Bakersfield Christian High School. Oh, what a great play on defense. The quarterback is thrown for a big loss by Chance Williams. A huge play, breaks through the line of scrimmage and throws Holbert down for a massive loss. Woo!
You see on our Audio Visual Plus instant replay, Chance Williams just getting great penetration going around his blockers and throwing Holbert down. Big sack. That brings up a long 3rd down and 20.
Brings up a 3rd and 20. Once again, we're just underway at Bakersfield Christian High School. Bright House Network's high school football game of the week. Holbert in the shotgun. They go up the middle on a draw play, and it's well read by the South High defense, but wow, fumble!
South motioning like they have advanced.
Big break for the Rebels as Holsey just kept knocking people over, but it doesn't matter. The Rebels take over the first turnover of the game. Look at this big, strong run by Holsey, and we thought he was going to break it for a touchdown at the very end of that.
Well, Halsey doing a great job of staying on his feet, not a great job of securing the football. You see him swinging it wildly, and then the arm of number 82, Ian Nagel, poked it free, and that put the ball on the ground. South High recovers. 1st down and 10 for the Rebels.
Well, I had a great chance to talk with all the South High coaches. They happen to be in the end zone preparing for the football game as the JV were playing, and that's where we're all set up. So just by sake of proximity, we had a chance to talk to Coach Wren and Coach Douglas, Coach Nieto, and kind of get a feel for the South High team. Battered with injuries all from the summertime. They still have injuries. And we have a penalty flag, delay of game before they even call a play. The coaching staff a little perplexed on that.
Well, you look at the spread offenses, that's going to be a delay of game advance. Like you said, it's going to be a spread offense look for South High because they don't have their star running back, Odell Crum. Like I said, he has 248 rush yards on the season. So look for them to be in this formation for much of the night.
Adrian Anderson is going to be the quarterback. We watched him warm up tonight. He's going to keep it. He goes to the right side, looks for, oh, what a massive block, a huge block. Oh, goodness gracious. Eric Garcia just leveled one of the Eagles, and it springs them for about 7 or 8 yards.
Well, here you go on
Watch
our
this
Audio
block
Visual
right here.
Plus
Ready?
instant replay. Right there. You see it right on the left of your screen at the very beginning. And that sprung Anderson. He was able to pick up a couple yards after that initial penalty. And it's going to be 2nd and 9 for South High from the 45-yard line.
So that'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Don't forget they had a 5-yard penalty before they snapped their first play. Anderson takes a shotgun. He's going to go right up the middle this time. Looks for some yardage up the middle. Can't get anything. He's brought down for maybe a 1-yard gain. It's going to be 3rd and 8 and a flag on the play here. So, oh boy, a lot of flags. We've seen carry over from the JV game to the varsity game. There was a multitude of flags in the 4th quarter of the JV game, and they continue. A face mask against the Eagles, and that's going to be a 1st down for the Rebels. So here comes South High. They recover a fumble, and
they're the benefactors of a big face mask call here that would have brought up a big 3rd down play.
It would have, you're right.
But, you know, with the absence of Odell Crum, Adrian Anderson, I want to mention, has also been pretty good on the ground this season. 26 rushes for 148 yards so far. So look for him to be a threat on the ground. But he also has a star receiver in Chris Green, as I mentioned in the pregame. 12 receptions, 154 yards on the young season, and a touchdown. So look for Anderson to do it both through the air and on the ground.
1st and 10, 9:45 left in this 1st quarter. Both teams will start league next week. Anderson, and now we get another flag.
Kind of reminiscent of last week, Vance, when
And
there
now
was
Coach Wren barking out at one of his players. So I think he probably saw what the officials saw. He was ready to do the barking the minute the flag was thrown.
Coach John Wren in his 5th season at the helm of the South Rebels after a couple of years as an assistant coach at Foothill High School. Back when I was there, Coach Douglas, Coach Wren, Coach Plater.
So now it's back to 1st and 15 again. Oh, it's been a very dysfunctional first 5 minutes of this football game, or 3 minutes. What am I saying? Anderson going to keep it himself, goes up the middle. Only gets a couple of yards. He'll probably be 2nd at about 13.
Well, with all the injuries in this game, Vance, anybody can be a variable, and you see Anderson on the ground once again, not getting a lot of blocking, but manages to make the most of it, grabs about 2 yards here to bring up a 2nd and 13.
Matt and I swarmed by moths up here, and Mark, we've got moths everywhere tonight. It's Mothland. Could be Matt's cologne, I'm not quite sure. 2nd and 13, they go to the air, and it's picked off, and this is going to be 6. No stopping him. He read it, he caught it, he picked it, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Daniel Cherry, touchdown, Eagles.
Well, you could see that one from up here, Vance. As you see Anderson, he was looking at his receiver the entire way, floated one out there, wasn't necessarily the most fast pass in the world, and Cherry said, "That's mine," and he took it back about 60 some odd yards, and that's going to be 6-0. Reservations for 6 for Bakersfield Christian.
Had that been a pump fake?
Had that been a pump
the other way.
Absolutely.
Well, here comes the PAT, John Schoneveld. The snap, the hold, the kick, and that is, no good, wide right. Well, we've pretty much seen it all in 3 minutes and 18 seconds. We have seen it all. A turnover recovered.
2 turnovers now.
Two turnovers, you're right. A couple of big penalty calls.
And you want to talk turnovers, Vance, just remember what Brian said in the pregame about how Bakersfield Christian turned the ball over 10 times. 10 times last week against San Diego Southwest High School, and they still managed to pull out a 16-13 win. So, you know, Bakersfield Christian still having some problems holding on to the ball. Again, I talked to Coach Doug Barnett before the game. He said they're not using Stickum this week. They're still going to stick to fundamentals and just, you know, do what they can to hold on to the ball. But obviously that's got to be going through their heads here.
Well, Captain, we've seen quite a bit here in 3 minutes and some change here. A lot going on, but you know, these teams trying to find their traction, trying to get prepared for league, and still 5th week into the season and, you know, turning the ball over. Lost Brian for a second there. We'll get Brian back in just a second. Eagles will kick off to the Rebels now at the 8-yard line. 2 Rebels waiting for it. This kick is up, and it's going to be returnable. And it's taken by Eric Garcia. Garcia at the 20, looking for some room. Garcia looking to get outside, and that's a nice couple of moves right there. And Garcia brought down to the 32-yard line. Nice return. That's about a 22, 23-yard return, so South will start off a decent field position. Nice run.
Now you see on the Audio Visual Plus instant replay, he gets a lot of great downfield blocking, but then he cuts it to the right side right there, and then he cuts it back as he sees an opening, but that opening closed very quick. Good downfield blocking there by Evan Lee, the senior tight end for South High. 32-yard line they'll start it off for this drive, the Rebels.
1st and 10, Rebels. See if they can't regroup here and get things rolling. Anderson, the quarterback, looks to the left side. Now Anderson's going to keep it himself. He gets a block, he gets free, but he doesn't. About a 3-yard gain, but nice play call there. They look to the left, try to see if anybody's going to bite. I'll guarantee you, they're going to do that pump fake soon and send somebody deep.
And they did fool people on the right side of the Bakersfield Christian defensive line. Anderson looked to the left, like you said, and he had some defensive linemen fooled, and he was able to pick up 3 yards. Looked like it could have gone for a little bit further, but if not for the good defensive pursuit of the Eagles.
2nd and 7. Anderson has receivers out to the left. In motion now is Perez. They fake to Perez. They get this one over. This time it works, but right there waiting for it was Cherry. So the pass is completed out there to Chris Green, but no gain on the play. Matter of fact, probably a loss.
Oh, it's going to be back to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to look like it's going to be a 3rd and 9 or a 3rd and very long 9. Might as well call it 10 here for South, but they keep running that play, Vance. Like you said, they should use the pump fake. They should, because Cherry's obviously, he's got one that's picked for 6. He has a tackle for a loss. You've got to test these cornerbacks deep now with that same play.
3rd and 9. The Rebels I formation now. Receivers split out to both sides. They go up the middle to Perez. Perez still on the ground with it, but he gets wrapped up in the interior part of the defense. No gain there. They're going to have to punt the football, so Bakersfield Christian holds on. You're watching High School Football Game of the Week exclusively on Bright House Networks Bakersfield. Pleasure to be with you. I'm Vance Palm, joined by Matt Alvarez and, of course, our captain down on the grass, Brian Adams. He's getting some new batteries put in his microphone so we can have him involved in the telecast tonight. Eric Garcia will be punting, and deep for the Eagles is Hunter Witcher. You can play a lot of words off that name.
There you go.
Uh-oh, bad snap. Look out. Garcia in big trouble, and he's going to get, pummeled and hit hard, and he is thrown for a loss, and it's going to be first down Bakersfield Christian at the Rebels' 28-yard line. Ouch.
You see here the snap is just a little bit low, but Garcia, he's got to be able to handle that, and right here when I get that block right there is probably when you just have to throw it out there to your leg and just swing your leg and try to get something out of that, because right now Bakersfield Christian is going to have field position on their 28-yard line of south. So that's just unfortunate right there. Bad snap threw everything off.
And that angle that you're looking at is exactly where we're sitting. We are in the scissor lift of Premier Equipment Rentals where that camera is, so we got a great angle on this one. Nice job by that South High defense up front. You know, I talked to Coach Scott Douglas before the football game. He's a household name locally in the football circles here. Longtime coach, Bakersfield College, Foothill, South High, has been sharing his wisdom with a lot of young players throughout the years here. And he just said, Vance, we just really had some tough breaks with injuries starting back in the summer and losing our lead running back and then a couple other players that we really miss. But I'll tell you what, we've got a good group of kids, and they're going to battle, and they're going to fight. You're going to see it at the line of scrimmage, and that's what we're seeing. 2nd and 10. Holbert, the quarterback. He has Holsey to his right. Holbert drops back. Flag on the play. Holbert wants to go to the end zone. Throws it up, and it is caught, and it might be a touchdown. We'll see, though. Jalen Oates was back there playing defense. It bounced off of Oates, but I think we're going to see a penalty, and it's going to be a movement, I believe, on Bakersfield Christian, and it is. The illegal procedure.
Well, the illegal procedure call is going to negate that touchdown to John Schoneveld, as you see here on the Audio-Visual Plus instant replay. You know, great ball, and it was tipped up by the South defender.
Well, it hit Oates in the shoulder pad.
It hit Oates, and then Schoneveld came down with that, but I wonder what – the call was illegal motion, but I wonder where the illegal motion was.
Illegal procedure, and I think our director, Bernie Johnson, called it right. I think they called it on the quarterback. I don't know. I think maybe, you know, the quarterback gives that leg. They lift the leg when they want the snap to come, but I think he might have been moving, actually, before the snap came. So maybe the snap didn't come out of the center's hands quick enough or with a quick enough motion, but a deflected touchdown catch. 2nd and 15. Holbert on a keeper himself. He can run it. Ooh, meets some big, fierce friction at the line of scrimmage, and he gets maybe 1 yard. So inside the hash marks, a lot of hard hitting going on. And that'll bring up about a 3rd and 11, 3rd and 12.
Oh, big play here for Bakersfield Christian on a 3rd and officially 11 on the scoreboard, but it looks like a long 11. This play is big for South as well, as South looking to hold Bakersfield Christian to no points on the board after allowing that interception return for a touchdown. So got a lot of DBs back there for South.
Here we go, 3rd and 12. Holbert looks over to his right. 3 receivers on the right side, and hey, what do you know? Penalty flag, our 7th flag already.
In 7 plays, it seems like.
In 7 minutes. 7 flags in 7 minutes, delay of game.
Well, that's certainly going to make things a lot easier for the South High defense. As you see, they only have 3 men down on the line, so they're obviously playing somewhat of a prevent D.
Three-man rush for the Rebels. Holbert drops back. Here comes the blitz. They pick it up. Holbert flushed out to the right side, and he's thrown for a loss. Woo! And by the way, Pablo Boujarin, it just sounds right. Boujarin's probably Bogarin.
Well,
Tell me about him.
It was actually Tyshawn Hodges-Lee.
That's what I meant.
250-pound junior getting in. Good penetration on the defensive line. Only a 3-man rush.
Tyshawn Hodges-Lee, man, oh man, a 5'8", 250-pound, can you say junior? Little short squib punt, and they knock it out of bounds. And what happened there?
That was a shank.
Just a shank. Mike Salinas had a 13-yard punt. And we are in it's like out of a movie, Matt. We got moths just like by the hundreds flying all over us. Hey, it's the glamorous life of showbiz, buddy. I'm glad you're with us.
I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world, Vance.
Got a special announcement to make, Kern County. Special announcement to make. Our man Matt Alvarez, who, by the way, if you don't know, is our sideline reporter down on the field for us at Renegade Radio. He has also just been offered and has accepted a news reporting job for Kern Radio. Starts Monday, 5:30 a.m. I'm going to call you, bro. I'll be in the Great Vineyards at 5. I'm going to call you to wake you up. Make sure you're there. 1st and 10 Rebels. Congratulations, Matt.
Thank you, Vance.
Oh, high snap. Anderson takes it himself. Oh, almost just gets tagged. Almost had his head taken off by Steven Maida. Woo. Man, Maida almost just smashed him.
They're going to have to try to divert from the quarterback draw here eventually, because Bakersfield Christian seems to be swallowing that up rather easily in the interior defensive line, rather. They didn't get much of a gain on that one. In fact, it's going to be 2nd and 10 here for South, but look for them to start going to the air here. They're running that spread offense.
No gain, 2nd and 10. Anderson has an I formation behind him. Let's see what happens. Split out to the right side is Jalen Oates. He's gone to Oates before. They go up the middle to the big fella. I mean, he's a big fella. And that, of course, is Chance Williams. And Williams gets 1 or 2 yards. Let's give it an audio check to our Captain Brian Adams. Cap, you with us?
I'm here tonight,
Hey!
Vance.
What's happening down there?
Well, Vance, right now you guys have been calling it. We had the turnovers, but South High really outside that penalty, 15 yards, they haven't really get anything going offensively. I think they have to get Green involved in the offense somehow, as Matt alluded to in the pregame.
Now Coach Wren livid with his guys. They're not set up in the right spot. Oh, they just get the play off. Anderson looks for pass, floats one up there, has a man open. Oh, a beautiful pass and a beautiful catch. Hey, right on cue, Captain Brian Adams. Chris Green with the reception.
Well, Green's there leading. Oh, you got a flag right here on the 38-yard line, right on the near side by the south sidelines. You see on the Audiovisual Plus instant replay, what a bomb and what a catch right there by Chris Green in coverage. And he still shakes off a tackle and gets some extra yards out of it, but it's coming back, Vance, coming back.
Illegal procedure called. You see that waft of smoke on the top of your screen there. That is the barbecue tri-tip floating across the sky, and we hear that our director, Bernie Johnson, is going to be purchasing the entire production crew tri-tip sandwiches at halftime. Thank you, Bernie. It's very thoughtful of you. Look at that smoke.
That's better than the that's better than the aroma we had coming from Golden Valley a couple weeks ago.
That's some tri-tip sandwich right there, everybody. 3rd and 12, Anderson in the shotgun. Can they go back to the air again so successfully? He goes to his right, fires one out, and this one is thrown just behind Green. Incomplete. And that'll bring up a 4th down. They almost had it there.
You see here on the AV Plus instant replay, I don't know if that would have gone far enough for a 1st down anyway, but the pass was thrown behind Green. Not able to corral that one in with 2:22 left to go in the 1st.
4th and 12. Maybe these South High players are starting to smell that tri-tip too and thinking, man, that smoke is going right over the football players. 4th and 12, another crazy snap, but a booming punt.
Oh, wow.
He made the best out of that. It's going to be fair caught. And, wow, what a great punt that was. A nice boot out there by Eric Garcia.
That had the perfect spiral, Vance, on it. That was a perfect form punt you see here. AV Plus instant replay. Put the ball out there. You know what? Just kick it. And you can see what a great camera shot. That is a beautiful spin on the ball, Vance.
Floating through the tri-tip smoke. Pow. All right. Here come the Eagles. They have 1 touchdown. They missed the PAT, but they have a touchdown on behalf of a Daniel Cherry 50-yard interception TD return, shotgun for Holbert. Holbert looks to his right, throws to his right. It's kicked out to the right side, caught quickly, and that's Schoenfeld, and he's brought down. Captain, when you have all these players that are hurt and key players that are injured, not just in the backfield but on the line, boy, it just takes a lot of coaching to get these guys right, huh?
Well, you know, Vance, the one thing is they did have the advantage. These guys had all week to practice. You know, sometimes in games you don't have that opportunity when you're the second or third string guy because you don't get the reps. But they had reps all week in practice. Now just can they get some rhythm and continuity with their teammates?
2nd and 5, up the middle. Close to a first down, real close. We'll see if they get it. Don't know if they do. 1.5 left here in this first quarter.
And, you know, alluding to what Brian just said, you know, I talked to Coach Wren before the game for South. He said that Odell Crum was hurt on the 4th play of the game against Foothill. So, you know, you do have the added benefit of being able to have a whole week of practice so that you can replace these players and that you can have the players understanding the system and knowing what they're doing out there. So,
well, best wishes to Odell. It's a severe break, and he's out, so he's done, and we wish him the very best.
He's going to have surgery on Monday from what they tell me, so obviously wish him the best.
That moth just hit my head. Felt like about a 2-pound bug.
There's some biggins.
That was a thump, man.
Yeah, maybe it's because we're right under this light right here, Vance. It's
you think that has anything to do with it? Our Premier Scissor Lift is directly underneath the lights? I don't know. 2nd and 6. Holbert sends everybody to the left side. Has one receiver way out to the right, and that's Schoenfeld, but everybody else way out to the left. He's going to keep it himself, and he's hit hard at the line. I tell you what, these Rebels can bring it. They are not afraid to hit. Don't have a lot of guys, not real deep, but the guys on the field are not afraid of contact.
You see here on the AV Plus instant replay, kind of losing his balance. Holbert kind of lost his balance there at the very beginning and then tried to cut it back, and the South defense closed up on him in a hurry. It's going to be a 3rd and 6, another big 3rd down here for South.
.40 seconds left here in quarter number 1. Bakersfield Christian has a 6-point lead, and there's going to be some. And they don't call it.
Wow.
A nice out pass. That's Schoenfeld. Schoenfeld catches it, and he goes down after a long first down. And I think the coaching staff from South High thought for sure that left tackle was going to get called on Bakersfield Christian High. He completely put his hand down, lifted it back up, but no call. Either way, nice pass, real nice pass.
Well, the AV Plus instant replay shows John Schoenfeld cutting back in, catching the ball at the sidelines, and then cutting back in for the first down. You see Coach John Wren not too pleased with his defense thus far. Oof. Even though they've only yielded 6 points.
1st and 10, 12 seconds. Big sack thrown for a loss. Not a sack really as much as it was breaking through there. And that's going to do it. End of the first quarter, 6-0. Bakersfield Christian leads South. We'll be back with the second quarter on Bright House Network's High School Football Game of the Week.
Bakersfield's only sports station that's all sports, all day, every day. Fox Sports Radio 970. With Dan Patrick in the morning and Jim Rome 9 to noon. Home for the world champion Los Angeles Lakers and NASCAR. And now the home for the Bakersfield Condors. No swap shop, no tradio, no cheap coupons. Sports. It's all we do. Fox Sports Radio 970.
Six nothing. There's the score for you right there. High school football game of the week, week 5. League starts for pretty much everybody next week. And these two teams trying to get polished up and get ready. South High School will be at West next Friday. And BCHS will be at Wasco next Friday. So here we go. On a 2nd and 13, Hobart runs to his left, wants to throw across his body, and he's picked off. Flag on the play, but it's intercepted by Nava. And Nava brought down at the 45-yard line. Let's see what this call is going to be.
Well, that was thrown in the vicinity where you would normally see a holding call, and that's exactly what it's going to be. So South High is going to have a big interception. The penalty is going to be declined.
Wow, the second quarter starts off with a big interception for South High School.
Well, you see here Holbert rolling out to the left side, then firing it out there, overshot his receiver by a mile. And Oates was able to pick it off and run it back to the 46-yard line.
Oh, my mistake. I thought I saw number 7. I thought that was Nava. That was Oates. I'm stand corrected. So Oates.
And I want to correct myself, Vance. Before the end of the first quarter, I had mentioned that the South defense had yielded 6 points. That is incorrect. They threw a interception for a touchdown.
Matt, we don't allow mistakes on the air. If you haven't noticed, we just don't allow it. So clean it up, man. Clean it up. 1st and 10. Anderson having a quick discussion with his running back. He goes to his left. He tosses it out. That's a nice play call right there. And he gives it to the big fella. And that's Chance Williams. So, Brian, it's just exactly what the doctor ordered there. They just rolled out, got out of the pocket, got out of the hash marks, and gave it to their big guy in the flats.
You know, Vance, one thing that these guys can do is make the short pass. And I think if they stay with the short, conservative pass, it's going to be a little more accurate. When they try to go down the field, throwing long outs or trying to get somebody in the corner, they have missed and thrown interceptions both teams. But it looks like Chance is down right now a little shaken up. But he's a tough kid, probably come back. And, you know, he gives them a little bit of a toughness when he runs the ball, Vance.
And I guess so, Brian. He is all about being tough. Took a big hit out there. Didn't look like abnormally hard hit, especially for a guy like him.
He's built, man.
He can stand up to a train, but, you know, sometimes it just gets you in the wrong place, wrong spot at the wrong time. But hopefully he'll be all right. What a weapon he is for the Rebels. 1st and 10. Everybody out to the right side. Now the officials call their own timeout.
I wonder what that's all about. You saw somebody running off the field for Bakersfield Christian. It was Kyle Holsey.
During the stoppage of play, they had a substitution, so they wanted to make sure they had 11 on 11, and that's what it is now. So 1st and 10, 34-yard line at BCHS. The Rebels trying to make it happen. Anderson all alone in the backfield as the quarterback. Perez comes in motion. They fake to Perez. He's on the run. He's got people behind him. Look out. And now they kick it off to Ian Nagel. Nagel with a nice move, and he gets a nice first down. 19-yard line. So a nice play, kind of like a jailbreak to the right side, and kicked it off to Nagel.
Well, there was pressure coming from the backside in the form of Nathan Pace, the linebacker, but you see Anderson rolling out to the right and finding his receiver, Nagel, and then watch you see Nagel break this tackle right there, able to pick up about 5 more yards to the 21-yard line. So South, their offense finally in business here in the second quarter.
Echoes exactly what Brian said. If that short pass is going to work, do it quick. Don't wait too long, and they got it out there quickly. 1st and 10. Here come the Rebels. They are right below us. My eyeballs are right where that line of scrimmage is. Anderson, big hit at that line of scrimmage and goes down right there. That'll bring up a 2nd and 10. Want to say special hello to a great athlete sitting right below me tonight, Gus Gonzalez, 1983 class at Arvin High School. Could hit a baseball in his sleep. Said hi to Gus. He's got some kids going to South High. What an athlete. Hi, Gus. Gustavo Gonzalez, his son, number 4, playing. Shotgun out to the right side, and this is caught. Oh, what a nice tackle out there. It was caught by Nava, and what a nice play by Balfance.
Well, shoestring tackle there saved a good bit of yardage. You see 33 right there in blue. And then a good catch by Nava, and he tries to get to the outside, but there you go. A great tackle by Justin Balfance, 6 foot, 165-pound junior.
A junior.
Yep. So it's going to bring up a big 3rd down here for South.
3rd and 9. They're on the left hash mark. Our captain, Brian Adams, on the 9-yard line. Maybe they'll go right at him, but everybody out to the right side for Anderson. Anderson takes the snap.
Gotta
He's in
hurry.
the shotgun, being chased again. Another flag on the play. And this is caught out there. What a nice pass, nice catch. And a second very late flag. So there have been more flags in the first quarter and 1 minute, I think, than we've seen all season long, all games combined. So not the cleanest of football games.
There's
a hold,
a personal
and
foul.
unsportsmanlike conduct. So they'll wash each other out on an offsetting call.
And they're going to replay the down, Vance, as none of those were dead ball fouls. As you see Anderson running off to the right side, it's going to be like the play never happened. And that's unfortunate for Green, who was able to pick up some nice yardage there. But nonetheless, it's still going to be a 3rd and 9 for South.
3rd and 9, and who we don't see in there is Chance Williams. So Chance Williams still on the sideline. Don't know if he's still nursing that stinger or whatever it was that he experienced, but he is not in right now. It's going to be Anderson all by himself in the backfield. Green and Perez out to the left side. Perez in motion right in front of him. He's going to come back to block. Anderson floats one out to the corner and overthrows everybody. Not sure exactly what happened on the route. Brian, what'd you see, if anything?
Well, Vance, he ran a corner route, Green did, and the ball was thrown more towards the back part of the end zone as opposed towards the sideline. The pylon had it been thrown towards the sideline, it would have been an easy pitch and catch.
Okay, so Green and Anderson not on the hookup. And this is in too long for a field goal. However, Brian and I were having our pregame chat while you were talking to Coach Barnett, and we saw this kicker for South banging him through from right about there. But it's in that territory, 4th and 9 from the 22-yard line. So
you don't see this very often, Vance. Quad formation here on the left side.
Wow, 4 receivers out to the left. Anderson on the keeper. And he just loses his footing. Thought he might have had a move, but he falls at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10, Bakersfield Christian High School.
You see here on the AV Plus instant replay, the quad formation was just a decoy as Anderson loses his footing about 2 yards after the line of scrimmage. I don't know if not much would have came from that anyway, Vance. There was a host of Bakersfield Christian defenders in the box.
We'd like to thank Audiovisual Plus for our instant replay sponsorship. How about Premier Equipment Rentals for these great scissor lifts we have? Then, of course, Crab Radio, Fox Sports Radio, and KGET Channel 17, Friday Night Sports Extra with Todd Strain. 1st and 10, 9.5 left in this half. Big sack again in the backfield, and Holbert is thrown down. So we've seen a lot of tackles behind the line of scrimmage by the Rebels tonight.
Well, it's Hodges-Lee again, as you see Holbert dancing around in the pocket. Looks like he has time, and then Hodges-Lee comes in and throws him to the ground. Little help from Chance Williams. Good to see him back in the game.
Well, Brian, what about this Tyshawn Hodges-Lee, a junior, 5'8", 250?
Well, Vance, I was about to say, he's become my favorite player so far this year. I'm watching him work on every play. He goes hard. He pushes 2 and 3 guys. He bull rushes. I just enjoy watching this young man go to work.
Kyle Mitchell is the center. He has to deal with him on every snap. And there he is again. Oh, and this time he just throws the quarterback to the ground. So he bowls over Mitchell and just flings Holbert to the ground.
And on cue, Vance, you said it right off the bat. Look, if you could see there, he just pushes Mitchell out of the way. You see Mitchell trying to hold on for dear life, and Hodges-Lee says, I will have none of that.
Goodness gracious.
He is overpowering right now on that South defensive line.
Well, what an asset to have him right now as they're struggling on offense to at least have this yardage stopper right in the middle of the football field. But let's see what Holbert and his Eagles do. Coach Barnett, well-coached football team. Let's see what happens. Holbert goes to the left side, and the receiver tried to take off without it. It was intended out there for Emmanuel Wofford, and Wofford takes off before he has it, B.
Well, Vance, he exactly did that. The ball came out quick. Wofford didn't have a chance to grab it, but it came out quicker than they wanted to get it off because of THL, the real deal. That's what I'm going to start calling him, Vance. The real deal THL, because he's for real.
Oh, THL. Too hard to live with. That guy is going to be rough. High snap, caught in the end zone. Not a bad punt whatsoever. Could be returnable, and it's going to be. He looks for some room, gets swallowed up quickly. If he fumble! Oh, he caught it. He fumbles it up and catches it. Yee. Eric Garcia getting us all nervous out here.
Well, Eric Garcia seems to be the everyman for South High. And you see him cut back after not seeing anything open on the left side and on the right side. Who got his hand in there to get the ball? Looked like number 40. There's the ball up in the air. Brett Hallstrom, 6'1" senior linebacker playing on the punt coverage team. And Garcia was able to pull the ball down. And they're inside Bakersfield Christian territory. You know, Vance, South has been shut out twice this year. 21-0 against Highland, 23-0 last week against Foothill. So they've been struggling to put points on the board, but you know they've had their chances here tonight. Let's see if they can capitalize.
Under 8 left in this first half. Oh, what a nice looking run. Started off well for Chance Williams, but again, this Bakersfield Christian defense, nice job. They wrap him up before he gets too much out of it.
You see Williams behind the big block right there, the big block of Jay Weber. And Williams able to break it outside for about 7 yards. Going to bring up a 2nd and 3. We were talking about that in pregame, Vance, how big the fullback was for South High. That's big number 44, Jay Weber, 5'10", 195 junior.
Boy, you'd like to see T.H. Lee on offense. Chance battles for a yard or two. Brian, you know that has to be a temptation for that South High coaching staff with just how rugged he is, man. Throw him up there in that right guard spot or right tackle.
You know, Vance, I'm pretty sure they've thought about it, but you know, right now, South High just needs to be more opportunistic. They've had some opportunities and they just let them slip through. The incomplete pass on the corner route that was open, you know, a penalty set them back here, interception. You know, I think they got to just stay with their program. I think they're going to have some opportunity, especially if the Eagles keep doing one-on-one tackling.
On a 3rd and 2, they give it to their workhorse, and that's exactly what he does. He works it up to a first down. He was hit behind the line of scrimmage, and Chance Williams works it.
Now Williams able to get the first down here on the AV Plus instant replay following the big block of Weber. And there you go, Williams able to break that first tackle. But, you know, like you guys mentioned about you wanting to put Hodges Lee in the backfield, you know, this South High coaching staff is no stranger to that. My senior year with Coach Douglas and Coach Wren, Coach Plater, we put Isaac Kiros, our star offensive lineman, as a fullback because we were so down because of attrition. We had our starting offensive lineman as a fullback, and it worked out pretty well, Vance. So don't be surprised to see if that happens later in this game.
Another carry by Williams. For those of you that noticed a play ago, did you see that instant replay, that Audiovisual Plus replay from Scissor Lift camera? Look at this. A new camera angle on our instant replay. Loving every minute of it. Director Bernard Johnson. That was sweet.
2nd and 9 coming up here for South from the 30-yard line. They've been apt to go to the air so far tonight, but nonetheless, it seems to be working out this drive as they have a new running back in the backfield. It's Jaime Perez.
They go to Jaime Perez. Can Perez get outside? He does. He's still on. 10, 5. Does he get in? And it's going to be a touchdown. So Jaime Perez, who's been running in motion back and forth the whole first quarter and a half, they finally give him the ball in the I formation, and he gets in.
Well, Jaime Perez, all 5'4", 155 pounds of him, able to break that first tackle, and then he's off to the races. South High, there will be no shutout tonight for the Rebels.
Cherry almost got him, but nope. Touchdown, Rebels. You just said it, Brian. You just said it.
Well, Vance, what I've noticed with the Eagles tonight, they've been doing a lot of one-on-one tackling, and not good one-on-one. They're just barely tripping them up, and you can't make a living tackling like that. Eventually, they're going to break through, and Jaime broke through right there for the touchdown.
Well, hey, are you kidding me? A flag. A lot of movement on that left side of the South High line, and right in front of everybody, so no way of getting around it. But now, boy, oh boy, they're going to say it was on the Eagles. Maybe it was. We saw movement everywhere.
Yeah, there was a lot of movement there. It was looked like one of the South High Rebels on the offensive line was drawn off sides, and that was obviously correct in the eyes of Alex Edelor, the head official here.
All right.
Give Garcia that much more. Oh, they're still going to leave the tee at the 10-yard line, though.
Garcia, nice form right through the middle, 7-6 South. You are watching High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you exclusively by Bright House Networks and our great group of sponsors as we see another look at this replay from another angle. And boy, that's smart right there. Look at that. Got it all the way. Nice run out there by Perez. And we'd like to thank Audiovisual Plus, Premier Equipment Rentals, Crab Radio, Fox Sports Radio 970, and KGET Friday Football Lecture with Todd Strain. The South Rebel cheerleaders, they're fired up.
So this might be a little bit of a defensive struggle here tonight, Vance. As you could tell, 7-6 with 5:27 left to go in the second quarter. Not a lot of movement by both offenses. Both defenses seem to be pretty stout here, but then again, when you lose a top offensive threat like Odell Crum from South and you lose starting quarterback Jacob Thompson and starting running back Christian Carlin of Bakersfield Christian, you know, that's what more would you expect here, but shaping up to be a pretty good game here. People certainly texting and tweeting their friends, letting them know the score, letting them know that Bright House is out here televising a great game.
They're telling them right now, watch us tonight on Channel 21. That's where it'll be for our encore presentation. Then, of course, on Bakersfield On Demand, Channel 300, digital Bakersfield On Demand. And this is taken at the fumble! Taken at the 11-yard line. Now he's in big, big trouble. And he's hit hard, and he gets brought down at the 9-yard line. That's Emmanuel Wofford. So Wofford right now, not the surest of hands, missed a pass earlier and then bobbled that one.
While talking with Coach Barnett before the game, he said that Wofford was going to be one of the impact players in the absence of Thompson and Carlin, but Wofford obviously having some trouble handling that kickoff here, putting Bakersfield Christian in a situation where they have to go 90 yards to put points on the board. And well, I don't know if we have 90 yards of total offense by both teams combined in this game, Vance.
You're right. Well, he wants to be an impact player for all the right reasons. 5:20 left in the first half. They go for a hard count. Nobody jumps. Nice discipline for both lines. And the handoff to the right side. A hard piece of running out there by Justin Balfonts. So Balfonts carries the rock and gets about 4 yards. Nice looking play.
See here on the AV Plus instant replay, Balfonts following the block. Good block there by Kyle Hulsey, the fullback. And then he's able to drag Malcolm Nolbert for a couple yards. Picks up about 3 on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 7 here for Bakersfield Christian.
2nd and 7, 4:44 left in the first half. Holbert, they go to the I formation. Balfont, strong carry, another 4 yards. So now they're just going to chew up some yardage, chew up some time. Everybody got off the ball well there.
See here, AV Plus instant replay. Again, they just a simple run up the middle and good pursuit. Oscar Rivera hopping on the back of Balfonts for the tackle there for South. And it's going to bring up a 3rd and 5 now for Bakersfield Christian. See what the South defense comes with in their attempt to counter the offense here.
Just over 4 minutes left here in the first half. I formation. They go to the air. Nice pass play. And it's caught out there by the big guy. Don't have a number yet for number 43. Coach Wren not happy with his defensive effort out there. Who do you have for 43?
There's no 43 listed on the roster.
A mystery player.
Another
Friends
one.
and family of number 43, please don't be upset with us. Don't have a name on either Matt's homework or the actual official game program. Well,
it was a late trade, Vance, last night. Flew him in for the game tonight.
3.5 left in this first half. 1st and 10. Eagles trying to make something happen. They trail 6-7. They go I formation. They give this one to Balfonts, and he's met by who else? Too Hard Lee. Actually, it's Tyshon Hodges. Brian's nicknamed him T.H. Lee. Brian, that could be tough to handle. Too hard.
He's the real deal THL, Vance. That's who he is.
Is that what it is? This guy's he's just a perfect candidate for about 30 nicknames. 3 minutes left here in the first half, and he is the nose guard right over center. They pitch it out to the left side. Balfonts takes the pitch to the left. He's looking for some room.
Boy, look at that pursuit by Chance Williams. I mean, he came from out of nowhere on the backside. As we are running down late here, you see the AV Plus instant replay shows the pitch going out to Balfonts. Maybe you see Chance Williams coming into the picture. Right there, you see him running all the way across the field. He started off on the left side of the defensive line for South, the near side towards us, and he ran Balfonts down all the way.
That's a great call, Matt.
Great defensive pursuit.
Eyeballed it from the very beginning. 3rd and 7. What do you like here, Captain?
You know, I think they got to get something quick, try to get something in these little flats for a timeout call there by South High.
They saw it too.
This is exactly if you're South High where you want to be in 3rd and long, because it's going to take more time for the pass routes to develop, and that's when the real deal can get after you.
Well, timeout called right before the snap by Coach Wren. The head coach for the Bakersfield Christian Eagles is Doug Barnett. And he has Nate Thiessen, Tim Stevens, Tom Stevens, Chuck DeHoog, Fidel Adzima, Phil Sacco, Joe Burt, and Tom McCormick. Look at this, Premier Equipment Rentals. These great scissor lifts that we're able to enjoy these great views on. Appreciate that. That's the view you see right now, the scissor lift we're on. How about Audiovisual Plus? Everything you need for your Audiovisual Plus needs, including the podium. And then we get into our media sponsors, Crab Radio. Are you kidding me? Tonight we have a new promotion. I think we're breaking out with it. And then Fox Sports Radio 970, the home of Dan Patrick and Jim Rome. It completely eats up my day, is on the radio. And how about KGET Friday Football Extra with Todd Strain? Bakersfield Channel 300, Bakersfield On Demand, Digital 300. You can watch Friday Football Extra as well as everything on demand. Here we go, 3rd and 7, big play with 2:49 left here in this first half. If South can hold them, they might have a shot at the end zone on their own self. Look at this, Azimika in motion. Looks like trickeration. It is going to be. It's going to be a pitch, reverse pass, and oh my goodness, he throws it behind him, almost intercepted by Nolbert, and then it was almost caught by Cherry. As it stands, it's 4th down.
Well, that was great defensive coverage, and one thing that does is that stops the clock here for South's offense. But you see the coverage there by Nolbert, great coverage on Cherry, and that play was sniffed out from the very beginning. No one was confused on that one, Vance.
That gentleman right there, very concerned. Astute-looking gentleman, has his Bing Crosby cap on. He's saying, what's going on out there? Ooh, hey-oh! If he gets free, he's got some room, but he's still on his feet, not taken down yet. And that, of course, is Eric Garcia. Garcia does a lot for this football team. He's the punt returner, kickoff returner, kicker, wide receiver, safety. Oh, my gosh, a bad shortstop hop right there.
Yeah, that was a bad hop, but nonetheless, you have to commit to the ball in the air. You can't let the ball bounce 3 feet in front of you, because that's usually what happens, Vance. As you call it, the quintessential football bounce. Come up and pop you right in the face mask, and it's going to bounce up in the air. He's lucky to get that one back. But
well, Bakersfield Christian did a nice job to put that ball deep back there in Rebel territory. They've got a long ways to go now. 79 yards to get to the end zone. 1st and 10 South. They lead by 1 point. Here's the pitch. They get it out to Perez. Perez looking to get outside. He's their speedy runner. Flags coming from both sides, so both officials saw it.
Boy, he took a hit right there by Emmanuel Wofford, but flags were thrown before the tackle. It's going to be a holding. So again, the flags come out of the pockets, as you see here on the AV Plus instant replay. Let's see if we could see it.
Oh, that is a big hit.
That was a big hit by Emmanuel Wofford.
So Rebels go back even further, Matt, with 2:19 left here in this first half. It's been a penalty flag-plagued first half. No fault of the officials. I don't mean that to come out the wrong way. It's just had a lot of sloppy play and bad decisions and a lot of penalties. It's just how it is sometimes.
Well, if my math is correct, I believe that Bakersfield Christian still has all 3 timeouts left.
Hasn't been a timeout called by them. Anderson rolls to his left, and he finally is just going to go out of bounds with it. Tries to stop the clock and does. And 1:57, 1:58 left on the clock here. Well, Mr. Brian Adams, first couple weeks of football, I would throw it down to you to talk about your Bruins, and you didn't know what to say about your Bruins. But now all of a sudden, let's hear the Brian Adams take on your UCLA Bruins.
Well, Vance, you just never know what team's going to show up, because you had a team that didn't show up offensively, we should say. Defensively, they've been decent all year long. But offensively, they haven't showed up consistently each game. And again, they go to play Washington State at home, who SC drilled, and they didn't show up that night offensively. But the defense is good enough to get a victory, and they're 3-2, and they're going down to Cal's coming in there this weekend, so we'll see what happens.
Mr. Cheadle is going to be down in Southern California, the senior lineman for the Cal Bears. We'll see what happens with the Bears and the Bruins. And then, of course, Oregon State Beavers playing your Arizona Wildcats. What do you think?
It should be a tough game, but, I think the whole city of Tucson is just buzzing right now at Arizona's ranking. They're number 9 in the country. I mean, who would have expected that 3 years ago when Arizona was, 2-8, and we were rushing the field when we were beating, we're rushing the field and we were beating ASU, and that's who would have ever thought that this day would have come. But, I think that Arizona's players are, they're not buying into the hype that they're the number 9 ranked team in the country.
Coach Stoops won't let them do that.
Oh, absolutely not. Coach Stoops would never let them do that, and it's going to be a tough road from here on out. They still have Oregon, they still have Stanford on the schedule, so Oregon at Oregon, that's going to be a tough game. But nonetheless, they've got to take care of business tomorrow night against Oregon State. Jacquizz Rogers, James Rogers, those pesky Beavers.
A lot of major football going on tomorrow. The Trojans and the Cardinal. Oh, boy. All right, 2nd and 25. South, long way to go just to get a first down. And they're deep in their own territory. They want to be very careful here with all this time left. And another flag on the play.
Well, like you said, Vance, it's been a penalty flag-plagued first half here.
Goodness. What do you have for me, Captain?
Well, Vance, you said exactly right. The time issue. When the quarterback on that when Adrian went out of bounds right there, stops the clock. At this situation, you want that clock rolling because you only want to be able to get either you get a chance to score, you keep the ball, or you get nothing. But we have a face mask here, so they got a break right there, so they'll get another first down. But 1 minute 52 seconds. You don't want to leave a lot of time on that clock if you don't get the first down or you can't move the ball for the Eagles to come back and score before the half.
As you see tonight's referees, Alex Edelor, the referee, the head referee, he's the stalwart here of this referee crew. The umpire, Paul Park, the line judge, Guy Cook, the head linesman, Steve Yaksich, the back judge, Angel Gonzalez, and in the boxes, Russell Flores, all members of the Kern County Officials Association.
A couple of Arvin Bears. I saw a couple of Arvin Bears in there. Steve Yaksich and Angel Gonzalez. Are you kidding me? Anderson goes to the right, throws to his right. It's caught by Garcia, and he goes down immediately.
Boy, that was a rocket of a throw, Vance, as you see here on the AV Plus instant replay. Pow! Ball caught by Garcia, and then boom, a big hit right there. Looked like ball fence on the tackle.
Quick timeout called by Coach Barnett with 1:36 left. It's 3rd and 11 here. They're going to try to do exactly what Brian said, stop the clock and try to make something happen here. Well, now that's a picture of two different worlds right there. You look at this guy in the blue shirt. He's about as happy as can be, and his buddy right there, well, no wonder. That's Nathan Oldenkamp's relative, and his whoever's to the right, to his left, our right, he's a little bit more serious. He looks a little bit more stressed out right now. That was a great shot right there. Probably family members just hoping that their kid does the right thing and makes the right play and has some type of positive influence on the last 1:36 left in this football game. A lot of big football games going on tonight around here. We have had a great season so far. I think the highlight of it's been the Holy Bowl, a back-and-forth offensive showdown between Garces Memorial and San Joaquin Memorial last week. Pretty good game, Miramonte at Independence, but we're going to get into league next week, and that's when the rubber hits the road. Anderson throws one and overthrows Ian Nagel, so that's, wow, Brian, just like that, no time taken off the clock, maybe 2 seconds, 3 seconds.
Vance, one thing that I would do is I try to get some pressure on this punt if I'm the Eagles, because one thing that has not been good, and Matt being a punter, former punter, is the snaps have not been getting there quick. And you get that lollipop slow snap, that's when you get a big block. So I would put pressure on him and try to go after a block.
And he's already, he meaning Hunter Witcher, is already at his own 38-yard line. Let's see this snap, and hey, penalty flag.
Now it looks like it's going to be You see the near side judge motioning that's going to be an offside on Bakersfield Christian, so you wouldn't dare run a fake at this point, though, with a 1-point lead at the ball only on the 27-yard line. But
that 5 yards just, doesn't do a lot, but it does a little. 4th and 6 now. Still going to punt. Here comes the snap. Let's see what happens. Garcia will punt. Gets it up. Nice one. Another nice long spiral punt. And what's going to happen? And it bounces completely in South High's favor. So look at this. They get it back to the 21-yard line. So a nice job with 1:20 left here in this first half. South leads by 1 over the host school, Bakersfield Christian High School. I'm Vance Palm. I'm joined by Matt Alvarez. Up top on the Premier Equipment Rental Scissor Lift, and down low is Brian Adams. Next week we will start league play, and a lot of big games coming up. And the big one on everybody's radar is October 29th. I've already been asked by numerous people if we're covering the Bakersfield High School Centennial football game, and I would probably venture to say that is affirmative.
You see the hurry up.
Second and about 5. Second and 3, Matt, in the hurry up. And this one gets out to the left side, and it's caught out there by Daniel Bly, but he's thrown down, can't get out of bounds. So with 56 seconds left on the game clock, and it's a first down, they'll move the chains, and then they'll start it up.
It'll stop just enough time for them to move the chains, and there they go again. And another flag.
We have a penalty flag. Well, not everybody was ready.
Well, that's one of the drawbacks of the hurry-up offense is you have to make sure your receivers are set on the line. You have 4 men in the backfield. Here they go with 5 wide for the Eagles.
Hobart throws it out to its right side. It's incomplete, so at least they'll stop the clock. Everybody catch their breath for a moment. That'll bring up should be a 2nd and 15. All right, Hobart gets everybody lined up. 5 wide again, 3 to the right, 2 to the left. This is completed out to the right side. Schoenefeld has it, but he won't go anywhere as he's hauled down by Nobert. Nice play out there by Malcolm Nobert. So they're running out of time, 35 seconds and counting. Don't know what they're going to get out of it. Hobart. And he calls a timeout. Oh, boy. That ball was snapped. And that ball was coming at him, and he called timeout. Oh, ho, ho.
Oh, that would have been bad news if the ref hadn't granted that timeout, but nonetheless.
That would have been horrible news. Can you imagine that ball comes out and hits him in the kneecap and then calls a timeout? If South High jumped on that, that would have been horrendous.
Well, by my count, that was the final timeout for Bakersfield Christian. South High still has 1 as we don't have a timeout meter up on the scoreboard here at Bakersfield Christian, but nonetheless, 26 seconds. You think if they were to not get this first down, they would punt it and South would sit on it with a 1-point lead going into half.
Matt, I talked about the Bakersfield Christian coaching staff. Why don't you give us the names and the rundown of all these great coaches at South High School?
Well, you've got Scott Douglas right there on the right. He was the head coach when I was playing at Foothill in 2005. From 02 to 05, he had the reins. Well, 02 to 05, he had the reins there for the Trojans. John Wren was an assistant coach.
Standing next to Nieto. Hobart has a lot of room. Can he get out of bounds? He cannot, and he's brought down shy of the first down. Do they have any more timeouts?
Well, apparently they. Well, who called the timeout? I think it was South that called the timeout. Yes, that was Coach Douglas's voice you heard.
So Coach Douglas called the timeout. So a plethora of timeouts for both teams.
Both teams emptying their clips there in terms of timeouts, but Coach Dallas Plater was the wide receivers coach, is the wide receivers coach here at South High and the special teams coach, and obviously Coach John Wren was the assistant coach at Foothill when I played, but now he's the head coach. Coach Douglas the assistant coach. Coach Plater's the assistant coach. Dallas Plater. It's just been a Foothill reunion for me in the last couple weeks. We did Miramonte with Coach Varela, my old holder last week, Mike Gutierrez.
So that's why we've been going to all these games.
Oh, yeah.
to get Matt to just do. Brian, that's the deal. Matt's doing his reunion tour.
Well, if you're South High, you don't want to hear that because where he goes, the reunion tour ends up bad. Miramonte losing, you just bring the bad reunion. It's not even a good reunion.
Well, it looks okay going into halftime here with South up 7-6.
Miramonte was up last week.
Did we do Foothill the week before?
4th and 3. Yeah, with Foothill the week before.
Foothill
This has been the Matt Alvarez reunion tour. What in the world? Hobart looks for the first down, and that could have been a picked off touchdown to end the half by Jalen Oates. Woo! Hey, Brian, that's about as dangerous as the pass you're going to throw at the end of the half.
Well, I'll tell you, there's only a couple kids around here who I think can make that throw. Cody Kessler obviously being one of them. That's a long throw from that hash to that far hash.
Woo!
And that's almost the same pass that South threw earlier when Bakersfield Christian got their 6 points. And that almost was 6 points for South.
Well, heady play by the receiver to stop that from being a run-back touchdown at the end of the first half. You talk about a momentum swing, but look at this. South gets a shot with 11 seconds left.
No timeouts, 11 seconds. They got to, if they're not going to sit on it, then they obviously got to go for the deep ball. Maybe a quick out right here first to get them.
42-yard line.
Position.
They've got to go 42 yards to get inside. Well, they might be able to try to get something for a long, long boot. You never know. Anderson goes to his right, looks for some time. He runs out of space and time, and I think that's going to do it. No timeouts left here. And that is the end of the first half. 7-6, South leads by a point. We'll be back with the second half on Bright House Network's high school football game of the week.
Got a job to do? Premier Equipment Rentals is your answer. Residential or industrial, we've got exactly what you need to get the job done. Whether it's a drill, trencher, bobcat, backhoe, or excavator, you can always count on Premier Equipment Rentals. And with our new extended hours, we're available when you need us. Check us out at 3217 Patton Way and 5001 Stein Road, or give us a call to find out more. Don't forget to ask about our weekend specials. Make your next project a breeze with Premier Equipment Rental.
Bakersfield's only sports station that's all sports, all day, every day. Fox Sports Radio 970. With Dan Patrick in the morning and Jim Rome 9 to noon. Home for the world champion Los Angeles Lakers and NASCAR. And now the home for the Bakersfield Condors. No swap shop, no tradio, no cheap coupons. Sports. It's all we do. Fox Sports Radio 970.
Welcome back, everybody. We're about to start the third quarter here at Bakersfield Christian High School out on Stockdale Highway. I'm Vance Palm, joined by Matt Alvarez, and down on the grass is Brian Adams. The score is 7-6, South High with a 1-point lead. And here's a look at the first touchdown, and it was scored by the Bakersfield Christian High School defense.
All right, you see Daniel Cherry. The only touchdown of the night scored by Bakersfield Christian was by their defense. You see Cherry taking that one back 50-plus yards to the house. He has reservations for 6, and that gave Bakersfield Christian a 6-0 lead at the time.
So that made it 6-0, the missed PAT, and then the next touchdown, they ran right at Brian Adams, and it's our man Jaime Perez with a nice touchdown run right into the corner of the end zone, Brian.
That was the best play they had tonight, Vance, in terms of their offense. They get really explosive out of the backfield, very quick, and he gives you a change of pace when he's in the game.
A great opportunity I will take at this moment as we get ready to start the third quarter out here at Bakersfield Christian High School. Tomorrow is a big day, and I mean a big day. You've got UCLA against Cal. You have Arizona against Oregon State. You've got USC against Stanford. A lot of big things happening. The Bakersfield Business Conference. You've got the National League and American League playing it out to see who's going to get to the pennant. But you also have the 3rd birthday of one Kobe Adams. Are you kidding me, Brian? Your boy is already 3 years old tomorrow.
Yeah, Vance, time's going by fast. Vance, just like yesterday, he just came out, but he's 3 and he's all excited.
Now, Brian, is this guy, I mean, tell me about Kobe. Is he as fast as you? I mean, can you already tell? Does he have those legs? Does he have the burners?
He's fearless. I know that. He's got more heart than I have.
I don't know about that. Well, happy birthday to your son, young Kobe Adams. Turns 3 tomorrow, and, you know, that's a pretty cool day, October 9th. And Bernard Johnson's grandson his birthday's going to be on 10-10-10. Oh, 10-13. Bernie, come on. All right, kickoff. Here we go. At the hash marks, it's Garcia. Garcia looking for some space. Garcia still on his feet. Hey, look at this. And he gets brought down at the 40-yard line. So Eric Garcia, he just looks like he's kind of jogging up the field, and he's chomping up yards, though, Matt.
I think he was. It was like he wasn't in full stride, as you see Garcia just breaking off a couple tackles there. And then he gets some great blocking downfield, first by his wedge, and then out there, number 84, Evan Lee in the middle of the pile. And Garcia, boy, he's been everywhere for South High tonight.
He is. You're talking about an MVP of this team in a lot of ways. He does it all, and when I say all, I mean he's punting, he's kicking, he's running back kicks and punts, he's making tackles, he's catching passes, and now we have Adrian Anderson in the backfield. He runs to the right side, he tosses one out, and it's caught just like that. So they start off again where they left off with their success anyway, Brian. That short pass out in the flats, and at least it just keeps the ball moving.
Well, Vance, again, it's safe and quick, you know, on that little pass right there. It's not a chance to get intercepted. You can get some rhythm to your offense. But you know what, Vance, his mom would kill me if I let this go. His actual birthday is 10-10-10, but the birthday party is tomorrow on the night.
Oh, okay, so Kobe's birthday.
His mom would kill me on that.
It is 10-10-10. That is, you talk about a great birthday. 10, it couldn't be more perfect. 2nd and 3.
Well, they run that quick draw up the middle, Vance, with Anderson trying to keep the ball on the ground after they were so apt to go to the air in the first half. You see Anderson dragging along a couple people there, a couple of Eagle defenders. That's going to bring up a much more manageable 3rd down and a long 2 here from the 46-yard line.
Brian, the one thing your boy's got going for him more than anything, he's a Libra.
I take it you're in that range too?
He's in the heart of a Libra month. October 10th, man. All right, 3rd and 2. They're going to fake the handoff, and Anderson's going to keep it. He's going to have to battle for this extra yard he needs. Oh, boy. And he was close. I don't know how close, and I think they're going to have to call the measurement out here. It is real close. No, they give it to him. Wow. Side judge says he's out. He's in. Go.
Well, a good run for Anderson there to pick up the 1st down on the left side. They didn't go up the middle. They had more of a side of the line attack as they went outside the tackle here, but they're still running that spread offense, and Anderson not really going to the air here much other than that first play to Nagel.
Looks like he'll go to the air here. Is it a screen play or the line just busts through there? Now he's going to look for some room to get out. Might pick up a block or two, and he does. What a nice play. That was broken all over the place, and he picks up 18 yards.
Well,
wow.
He had Carlos Nava, his receiver, looking to throw a big block, but he was looking to throw it the wrong way. As you see here on our AV Plus instant replay, there goes Anderson to the outside. You might be able to see number 6, Nava, coming into your screen right there for South High. He's got his back turned to where Anderson needs to go. So if he can turn around and throw some blocks downfield instead of trying to make the big hit on someone who's already out of the play, maybe Anderson breaks it there.
Look at this. They are moving the football in a big way. So Coach Barnett and his Eagles going to dig in deep here right now. It's 1st and 10, and we're just underway in the 3rd quarter. South High making a move. Anderson's going to go right up the middle on this one. You can see that coming. He gets shoestring tackled out there by number 44, brought down by Jess Visser.
Well, with Odell Crum out of the lineup, someone had to be an impact player for South tonight, and you see Anderson starting to take that role. He went back for a pass on that last play, but as soon as he saw an opportunity to run, he took it and he picked up a first down, but this time he just picks up about 4 on the right side and brings up a 2nd and 6. And Visser, the leading tackler on Bakersfield Christian's team.
2nd and 6, they give the ball to Perez. Perez right up the middle of the football field. Perez picks up a first down and more. Well, you're right, Brian. He gives them another dimension to that football team. He adds a whole new look to it when he's in that backfield.
You're exactly right, Vance. You see right there, when he goes around the outside, he's much quicker and more explosive off the ball with his quickness. So it has that change of pace. It goes from that really methodical boom, boom to a.
Right. So Odell Crum is out. That's one of your senior leaders out, but now they're on the shoulders of Perez, Anderson, Garcia, a lot of the other seniors stepping up now. Now the pitch out to Perez. Can he get outside enough? Nice containment out there by the Eagles. Nice football play.
Well, like you said, Vance, great containment by Bakersfield Christian as they're able to rally to the football. South had a lot of blockers out there, but it was not to be for Jaime Perez on that play as Bakersfield Christian just rallied to the ball there and was able to knock him down. Looked like for a loss on the plays there on the far side of the field.
Wouldn't doubt it. 2nd and 12. He goes right behind center. Anderson right underneath center. He rolls to his right, has nice protection, throws it out to the right side, and this again is caught by who else but Ian Nagel, the tight end, and Nagel's hauled down about 5 or 6 passes tonight.
Well, that's the same play they ran at the beginning of the drive, as you see here on the AV Plus instant replay. He's got plenty of time to throw, and then he has Nagel on the right side. Takes a big hit there, but nonetheless picked up a good bit of yardage. It's going to be about a 3rd down and 8, so much more manageable 3rd down here as opposed to a 3rd down and 12.
Now the bugs are starting to land right on top of our. We've got lots of moths tonight. 3rd and 6. Anderson takes the snap of the shotgun. Looks left to throw, but he keeps it on his feet and touchdown. Wow. What a nice play. No penalty flags, and that's a nice run. That's a nice series. That's a nice drive, Captain.
Well, Vance, anytime you want to have an offensive series, you want to keep people off balance. They did a great job on that series, running the ball to quarterback inside, the big scramble play, really loosen things up, the quick hitters on the outside to the receivers, and give the offensive line a great job to open up some holes and to give them some time.
Wow, look at that South High pep band. They are looking good. They've all got sweats on. The entire pep band has sweats. And they have hit the road and traveled well. Athletic Director Johnny Rose. So South High School bringing the pep band in full regalia. They're up 14-6.
Well, what a way to get the half started off for South High, as you see here on the AV Plus instant replay. Anderson, design play there. He goes up the middle and then cuts back outside, breaks a relatively easy tackle there, and it puts South up 8
nice
here
play
on the
call.
scoreboard.
Nice play call.
It was a great play call by the South High coaching staff, offensive coordinator Scott Douglas, and the gang going right to work. And they said this defensive stalemate's not going to do for us. They decided to up the ante here for Bakersfield Christian's offense.
All right, let's see what Coach Barnett and his coaching staff can put together here for this first drive of the half for them. South High answered the halftime bell. There's Coach Wren. He's not very intense, is he?
He's an intense guy, trust me, Vance.
Wonderful guy. Very, very nice gentleman. I listened to interviews throughout the weeks, and I heard him on the radio last week or 2 weeks ago. And just solid human being. His kids really look up to him, respect him. He's got a nice coaching staff with him. So Coach Wren starts off the second half with his guy scoring a touchdown, and now this is taken at the 5-yard line. It's going to be taken by Cherry. Cherry looking for something. Cherry gets outside. Oh, boy, that's not Cherry, by the way. That's Witcher. Witcher gets up to the 27-yard line. Looked like a 1, but it's a 4 on his jersey. So Witcher, nice return.
Well, Witcher gets up to about the 26-yard line there, as you said, Vance. And see here just following his blockers, following his wedge. Then the wedge breaks down. He's all on his own there and decides to cut it to the outside.
How about that camera work from Carlos Anguiano? My man, great stuff, Carlos. You know, we get spoiled. We just have such great guys out here doing these games. We get spoiled with these great camera angles, but boy, that's not easy following a young speedster right in front of you, ground level. A hard count by the quarterback, Sam Holbert, and just like that, one of the Rebels, encroachment is the call. Wow. For those of you just getting your televisions, you're watching High School Football Game of the Week. We're at Bakersfield Christian High School where the Rebels are visiting. I'm Vance Palm. I have Matt Alvarez next to me. Down on the grass, Brian Adams. 14-6, 20 points total scored. Holbert in trouble, bobbled the snap, and now he's just gang tackled by 2 or 3 Rebels out to the right side, and I don't know if he got a yard out of it or not.
Well, it was Jay Weber who was guilty of the infraction for encroachment the play before, but you see Holbert is running out of time there. You see Weber tracking him down from behind and
making up for it.
There you go, made up for the...
Boy, this front 3 or 4 guys for the Rebels. I mean, you're looking at Jay Weber, a junior, 5'10", 200 pounds, and of course we've already talked about the one and only Tyshawn Hodges-Lee, number 55. A rough front 3 or 4. They show blitz that they pull it out. Now Holbert has a lot of room to run. Oh, but a nice play out there by... Oh, he's still on his feet. Goodness gracious.
Well, he fumbled the football, Vance. He fumbled, and it popped right up to his fullback, Kyle Hulsey.
Oh, my vision was blocked by players. I never saw the ball come out, or you would have heard fumble.
Well, you see there on the right side.
There I never saw the ball pop out.
There goes Holbert. The ball does pop out, though, in front of the pile. It's on the ground and picked up by a very alert Hulsey. And he picks up about 10 yards after the fact, and it's going to be a first down right at midfield.
6.5 left in the third quarter. 1st and 10 Eagles. How fortuitous. Throw it outside, and it's thrown behind the intended Emmanuel Wofford.
Well, they've tried to get Wofford involved in this game tonight many times, and more often than not, it's been an unfortunate circumstance for Wofford. He muffed the kickoff earlier and led to bad field position. He dropped a couple passes earlier. This one was just thrown behind him. I guess a little miscommunication.
Brian, do you know the bloodline on this Wofford?
No, I do not, Vance,
all right.
on this one.
When that last name pops up on your football roster.
That's a name that I know, Vance. Steve Wofford.
Well, for sure.
VHS.
For sure.
Southern University.
6:21 left in this third. 2nd and 10. Holbert throws to the right side. It's caught, but great defense out there by the Rebels. Holbert pulls, Cherry pulled it in, but he's hit instantly and brought down. Or Schoneveld.
Yeah, you see on the right side, just a quick pass on the AV Plus instant replay. Schoneveld does a good job of pulling it out of the air there, kind of a high pass, but look who you have on defense now. Vance coming in for South High. It's Anderson, the quarterback, going to play a little free safety, looks like.
So the quarterback, as Matt said, out by the hash marks on the right side. Wow, trips to the left. And he's hit hard as he releases the football. Holbert is. Again, that penetrating front line defense for the Rebels just wreaking havoc on Holbert tonight. You'll see it right as he's getting ready to throw it. He is just crunched. Oh, boy.
That was Oscar Rivera with the big hit there for South High, and that's going to bring up a 4th down here, and it looks like BCHS is going to punt it. And number 16, Eric Garcia, the everyman for the Rebels, at his 15-yard line.
Kick punted out to the left. Garcia's going to have an opportunity. Bounced right into his football hands. Oh, almost a face mask. Hey, they are going to call it. His face mask was grabbed. I didn't think that they were going to call it. Look, I don't know if it was an inadvertent one or not, but it went down. It'll be added on to the return.
Well, inadvertent or not, Vance, that's going to be a 15-yard penalty because they took away the incidental face mask in the game now. And you see, yep, there's a face mask grasped right there by number 8, Wofford. And, boy, Wofford's struggles just continue tonight as he's charged with the face mask call now. So dropped a kickoff earlier, missed a couple passes. Another pass was thrown behind him on the last play. He just he's going to need a big reception to make up for this evening so far. But it's going to be a 1st down and fortuitous South High is now on the 39-yard line.
1st and 10, 5:24 left in this third quarter. High school football game of the week brought to you by Audiovisual Plus, Premier Equipment Rentals, Crab Radio, Fox Sports Radio, and KGET Friday Football Extra. Here we go. Anderson, nobody in the backfield with him, but that doesn't mean that Perez won't come in motion. He does come in motion. They hand the ball to Perez, and he's wrapped up and thrown down for a 5, 6, 7-yard loss. Yikes.
Kyle Halsey getting in with the penetration for Bakersfield Christian. And like you said, Vance, is going to be a 5-yard loss, as you see on the left side, rather. Perez gets the ball, and then just a good bit of tackling there by Kyle Halsey. That's 5'11", 175 going up against 5'4", 155, and you take that matchup any day if you're Halsey. Especially when you have a runner as quick as Perez that when he gets to the outside, you never know where he's going to go.
Chance Williams comes in, but he goes into the slot on the left side. 2nd and 14. Anderson looks to his right side, flushed out of the pocket, throws one up across the middle. It's caught. What a pass! Man, that was a well-thrown football right on the money by Chris Green. He continued with his route, never stopped. That was a beautiful pass. Captain, that's as good as it gets.
Well, Vance, that's exactly it. You know, we talked about Green. He's the big play guy. And right there, great play call, get one-on-one. Great throw right over the safety, on target, in stride. And he's able to pick up, it looks like close to about 30 yards, Vance.
He did not break stride. Green just kept running. That football just floated right into his hands. That right there that's going to make the news. 14-6, the Rebels knocking on the door. Well, I'll say they're in the neighborhood at least. Perez, pow, welcome to the neighborhood. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Perez takes the handoff and
smack.
Pow, and we don't have that name or number. We don't have the name for number 43. By the way, we have a new promotion tonight in association with one of our media partners, Crab Radio. We'll let you know. It's going to be exciting. You're going to want to know about this. 2nd and 12 now. Perez tries to get the outside, cuts back in the inside. He ran out of space out there on the left. 3:20 left here in this third quarter. 14-6, but the Rebels trying to get closer to the door of that end zone. Next week, we're not divulging where we're going yet. We do have an idea. A couple of big games out there next week. We'll let you know. Oh, boy. We know who that is. Yeah. That's Kyle Halsey.
I was going to say, he's made his presence known tonight for sure. Kyle Halsey coming in with the big sack there on Anderson. That's going to bring up a long 4th down here. And do you punt at this point? The coaching staff from South has a tough decision to make, and they're going to call a timeout, looks like.
One of the games next week, a marquee matchup, Liberty Frontier out in the west side. That's one of the games that are out there. What else do we have next week popping up? How about this one? How about Golden Valley at Garces?
Ooh, that'll be a good game.
Golden Valley at Garces. How about number 43, by the way, is Alex DeHogue. Alex DeHogue, number 43.
Been informed by one of my great sources.
What are your sources, eh?
One of my great sources who I have a class with at CSUB. Thank you very much, Gaia Yarber.
You gave up your source? Hey, my man, if you're going to go start taking over the news, the radio, the morning news at Kern Radio, you better not be divulging sources.
That's
All right,
only if it's something controversial, man. That was not. Oh, that's a long field goal, 45-yard attempt here for Garcia.
45-yarder for Garcia. What do you know? Let's see. The snap, the hold, the kick. It's up, and it is a beauty. An absolute beauty. That guy does it all, Brian. I mean, returning, kickoffs, punts, catching. Oh, my gosh.
You know, guys, we talk about throwback players. We were talking about, this is like way throwback. This is like Jim Thorpe era, Y.A. Tittle, those guys punted, kicked off, return kicks.
He's
played
made some
defense,
big tackles.
offense.
Eric Garcia. Oh, my goodness. Our director, Bernard Johnson, if I may request one more look at that kick, because I'm thinking it has another 8 or 9 yards to it. Matt, you tell me.
Oh, that
you
kick,
would know.
That kick did have a lot behind it. I mean, I was watching this kid in pregame. You were watching this kid
Yeah,
in pregame
watch
as well,
this.
Vance. That's just a great boot right there. I mean,
Oh, my goodness.
see that thing goes over the crossbar right there. And I mean, yeah, that had another at least 5-6 yards on it at least.
There's Angel Gonzalez, the official, saying that's good. That's very impressive. 17-6 the score now. So Eric Garcia moves up way high on the list of notable players here in Kern County. You're looking at a guy that does everything, everybody. Number 16 for the South High Rebels. And now, guess who's going to kick off? Of course, Eric Garcia. And he keeps it just shy of the goal line. And it's going to be taken again by Witcher. Witcher looking for some room, looking to get upfield, and it gets brought down at about the 27, 28-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10.
You know, I think that's the longest field goal attempt that we've seen this year, Vance. Eric Garcia, the 45-yard field goal, but there you see on the replay. We'll see how Bakersfield Christian responds this drive as they're now scoreless on the offensive side of the ball. Their only touchdown coming by way of an interception return.
Right, haven't been able to get the O working here. 2:20 left in the third quarter. Holbert, the quarterback. And a big gaping hole to start things off, and it would have been a nice long run by Holsey, but he's brought down by a gentleman by the name of Eric Garcia.
Well, Garcia's just everywhere for the Rebels tonight, but a big run by the big man, Hulsey. And he's able to pick up about 6 yards. Going to bring up a 2nd and 4 now for Bakersfield Christian.
Brian, Eric Garcia is one of those guys that gets in the Arena Bowl at the end of the year that you and I cover and ends up being one of those guys that, again, does everything.
Oh, most definitely, Vance. I mean, he's definitely got to be one of those kind of candidates, leading candidates, because he can do the kickoffs, he can do the field goals, so he can do everything in that game.
Holsey tries to battle for some more yards, and he's brought down out there. It's turned out to be a nice football game. A lot of things to look at here. You know, if you're, let's say you're a coach up at Bakersfield College or one of these community colleges, you're looking at some of these guys up there thinking, man, I could use him. I could work with that young man right there. Jay Weber in and again. Tyshawn Hodges-Lee, he's got Jay Weber. Hey, Weber and Hodges-Lee are both juniors on that front defensive front as we see Hodges-Lee come off.
Well, you got a 3rd and 5 now. You'd like to have Hodges-Lee, I'm sure, on that defensive line is now.
Well, now they bring in Mike Barrios, 5'11", 300 pounds. Goodness gracious. Here comes Barrios at nose tackle, all 300 pounds of him. They go for the hard count, and some flags come. And that's going to give them a first down, Matt.
Yeah, it is. Well, you know, I'm looking towards the sideline here, towards the south bench, and it looks like there's a problem with Hodges-Lee's helmet. See one of the trainers putting a looks like a new visor or something on it. If we could get a shot of that towards the South High bench, but nonetheless, it is going to be a first down for South. But that's unfortunate there. They really could have used him well. I mean, I guess it was irrelevant, but the 3rd down play never happened, as you see Hodges-Lee looking on, wishing he could be out there on that field.
Yeah, they do. They want him out there. 1st and 10, 1:10 left here in this third quarter. And it's a quarterback keeper, and he just couldn't get out of the outstretched hands of who else? Jay Weber. Boy, really impressed with Weber and Hodges-Lee tonight. A new quarterback, and don't have a number 12, or do we? Oh, okay, Hayden Kuchta.
Well, if they're trying to spark their offense here, Vance, not a lot doing with Holbert into the game.
The new quarterback, Kuchta. It's incomplete. Schoneveld was the intended receiver. That brings up a 3rd and 10 with 25 seconds left.
You know, if I'm reading their roster right, it lists Kuchka as a freshman.
And I apologize if it's Kuchta. It could be Kuchta. Let's just go with Hayden.
Call him Hayden, but Hayden, the freshman right now, is
the only freshman. No, there's one other freshman on the roster, but a freshman quarterback on High School Football Game of the Week. That may be a first, Brian. That may be a first.
Definitely is a first.
Drops back, takes a look, flushed out of the pocket, and, well, no matter what, if you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior, you're going to deal with Oscar Rivera. And I think that's going to be it for the third quarter. I don't see how they would get on and punt this football before the end of the quarter. Let's see. Don't know why they would rush it, really. That's going to do it. The end of the third quarter, 17-6. And when we come back, we'll see if the Eagles can try to get something working there on offense, and can the Rebels hold it. That's the score right now. Rebels lead. Back in a moment with the fourth quarter.
Bakersfield's only sports station that's all sports, all day, every day. Fox Sports Radio 970. With Dan Patrick in the morning and Jim Rome 9 to noon. Home for the world champion Los Angeles Lakers and NASCAR. And now the home for the Bakersfield Condors. No swap shop, no tradio, no cheap coupons. Sports. It's all we do. Fox Sports Radio 970.
One network, one title, all the joy and tragedy to follow. TBS is the exclusive home of the 2010 American League Championship Series. The best and brightest of the American League put it all on the line. Many will believe only one can go on. The stage doesn't get any grander than baseball in October. Exclusive coverage of the American League Championship Series begins October 15th, only on TBS.
South High with a 9-point lead, and they're about to get the football back as we start the fourth quarter. Perfect snap. Here's the punt, and it's a high one, not long, but it's high, and it bounces at midfield and goes out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. So South will have 55 yards to get into the end zone this time. Once again, you're watching High School Football Game of the Week. I'm Vance Palm with Matt Alvarez and Brian Adams, and as we watch this punt again on our AV Plus Instant Replay, I want to thank Audiovisual Plus and Premier Equipment Rentals, Crab Radio, Fox Sports Radio, and, of course, Friday Night Extra with KGET and Todd Strain.
Well, South has been able to move this ball relatively easy on offense in the second half. They've gotten a touchdown and a field goal so far, a long 45-yard field goal by Eric Garcia. So let's see what they come at with against Bakersfield Christian this drive.
I formation for Anderson. Hands the ball off to Perez. Perez makes one miss, but doesn't make anybody else miss, and the Eagles swamp on him and throw him down. Loss of about 3 or 4 yards.
You know, they go to Perez here on the right side on the AV Plus Instant Replay, and he's wrapped up. Initially hit it first, and that slowed him down a bit, but then he's wrapped up by a host of Eagle defenders. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 11 as they actually lost one on that play.
Second and 11, just underway in the fourth quarter. We're at Bakersfield Christian High School. They're hosting the South High Rebels, a new school hosting an old school. Anderson keeps the ball on the ground. They go to Perez again this time. He tucks it in tight, goes down right at midfield. Brian, if the Rebels are able to kind of hang on to this thing, if they are, a lot of football left, but let's say they were to get out of here with a win, brings them to 2-3 for the season, but they go into the league against a team like West, maybe decent matchup there, and then they have Ridgeview. South can make a little noise if they can just find some positives out of this game.
Well, you know, man, you want to try to get confidence going, because confidence, as you know, being in sports, trumps sometimes when you're playing against a better team. You just have that feeling you start playing well. But they're going to have a tough conference, you know, going to play, like I said, playing West and playing Ridgeview.
Penalty flag, and we've heard the whistles quite a bit tonight.
It's going to be an offsides. against South. So one of the players lined up in the neutral zone for South High.
You know, Matt, Brian talked about that confidence. You know, you start to see, oh, they called it against the Eagles.
I take that back. The referee, Alex Edelor, changed his mind.
You know, Brian talked about that confidence, and, you know, you get a guy like Adrian Anderson, along with, you know, the do-everything guy of Garcia. He's got a nice running back in Chance Williams. You've got Hodges, Lee, and Weber up on front. This is a team that, if they can stay healthy, you never know.
And Odell Crum, you know, regardless of whether he comes back, at least Coach John Wren knows that he has Jaime Perez back there. He has Chance Williams, and he has those breakout players that he was looking for.
They go to Perez in the I formation. He puts his head down and gets hit hard at the line at Bakersfield Christian High School. The Eagles have not been able to put it in the end zone on offense. They've had some opportunities, and they had some drives get stalled. They've got some great athletes and, of course, a great coaching staff, and just haven't been able to get the O working. But their defense holds them right now. They're going to get the football back with 10 minutes left in this football game.
Well, at the 45-yard line, Coach John Wren, Coach Scott Douglas are going to elect to punt the football instead of go for it on the 4th and 2 here on the Bakersfield Christian side of the field. So look for Garcia to try to place this ball deep inside Bakersfield Christian territory.
I just went to let out a yawn and figured I better cover my mouth very quickly, man. I'm going to swallow a moth. High snap, what Brian was talking about earlier, but he gets a decent one off. Garcia aims it towards the corner of the football field, and he'll stop at about the 13-yard line. Keeps it out of the hands of the return man.
A good punt there, puts it inside the 20, and it makes Bakersfield Christian have that many more yards to go to pay dirt, something that they haven't done tonight on offense. So it's been hard enough to get in once they've had good field position, but now they're backed up to their own 16-yard line, it looks like.
First and 10, Eagles. See if they can't get something to go in here. 9.5 left in this fourth quarter. Quarterback keeper, Hayden's going to take it, and he gets roughed up big time. Thrown out of bounds right in front of Brian Adams. No flag, though it was close.
Yeah, that was Nagel on the throw down after they had ran out of bounds. He's got to be careful with that. You know, that's an iffy no calls. You see here coming right at our cameraman, right at Brian Adams there. And
look out, Carlos. Look out, Carlos.
Yeah, some refs will call that, some refs won't, but once you hit that sideline, you got to let up, and that's something that Ian Nagel didn't do there.
Another great production by our Bright House Networks production crew tonight under the direction of Dr. Bernard Johnson. Hayden flicks it out to the left side, just overthrows his receiver, Hunter Witcher. And the quarterback is a 5'9", 160-pound freshman. Hayden is his first name. His last name is spelled K-U-C-H-T-A. Kuchta, could be Kupta. I am most certain I will find out before Monday. Somebody's going to give me a call or give me a text by tomorrow if they watch it tonight. And I'm happy to know that last name. 3rd and 11. We're calling him by his first name tonight, Hayden. Nice USC quarterback by the name of Hayden. Goes to his left, stop, plants his foot, takes a huge hit, and he is drilled as he lets go of the football. And the sportsmanlike move by Oscar Rivera, even the guy that hit him knew how much pain he inflicted. Watch this hit right here.
My goodness, boom, right there on the left side. And he overthrew that ball, but that wasn't the main concern there. I mean, what Bakersfield Christian is experiencing here is they have the same misfortune with both quarterbacks, regardless of who's in there. And South has been able to penetrate on that defensive line, and that was probably the biggest penetration that we've seen thus far with Oscar Rivera.
Coach Barnett went to meet his freshman quarterback, said, "You all right, my man?" He said, "Oh yeah, I'm fine, Coach." Well, the nice punt, 45-yarder, puts it out to midfield. It'll be 1st and 10. All right, we have a new promo by one of our media partners, Crab Radio, and it's called the Crab Crush. And it's the Crab Crush hit of the night. Matt, I'm going to present you with the first Crab Crush presentation.
The Crab Crush Hit of the Week.
Crab
Brought
Crush
to you
Hit of the
by
Week. It's all yours, big guy.
1061 Crab Radio.
Well, tonight's Crab Crush comes to you in the third quarter of play, I believe it was, and that is Oscar Rivera tackling Hayden Kuchka on the play.
Perez gets the pitch out to the left side. It's a nice pass out to the left side. He's going to get wrapped up at the 30-yard line and gets brought down. So a nice play as we come out of our Crab Crush promo, and hit by Oscar Rivera. His partner, Jaime Perez, gets another 30-yard gain or 20-yard gain, and it's 1st and 10.
I like that, the Crab Crush. It was Hayden Kuchka's first varsity experience on under the big lights of Bright House.
His first varsity experience with us.
And
He
he's the
probably
crab,
doesn't like us very much right now.
And he's the Crab Crush.
He gets the Crab Crush, but you know what? He's a freshman. He's going to be a superstar.
Absolutely. In 3 years, he'll be delivering the Crab Crushes.
1 year. 1st and 10 at the 30. Anderson starting to kind of relax back there and really make some things happen. He throws one out, and ball just gets away from him. It was intended out there for Ian Nagel. Tried to make something happen, but the ball got a little squirrely on the release.
Well, Nagel and Green have been the go-to receivers tonight for South, and you see, I like how Anderson steps up in the pocket and just fires rockets out there, but unfortunately that one just a little bit too high for Nagel, and he really had 3 options there. Nava was open, Nagel was open, and Green was open, so, South, their passing game really, receivers getting behind those defensive backs for Bakersfield Christian.
2nd and 10, 8:03 left in this 4th quarter. Anderson. Don't know what that play was, broken or not, but not much to work with. And looking at the coaching staff right below us, I don't think they were too thrilled with the outcome of that play.
Well, Bakersfield Christian brought a blitz on that last play, and making the tackle was Kyle Hulsey, who's been all over the field for Bakersfield Christian tonight, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and 10, it looks like, right at the 30-yard line.
7.5 left. Guys all over the place in this offense for South. Let's see if they get this play off in time. They do. Anderson drops back, going to have to step up in the pocket. Now he goes to the right, has some room. Can he let it go? He has a man. He decides to keep it on his own. A nice big gain, a big hit to free him. Hey, 1st down. Well, Brian, there's just where we're starting to see, I think, in my own opinion, starting to see this Anderson really start to just kind of blossom right in front of us.
Well, Vance, right here, this is what he did earlier in the 3rd quarter that got that drive going. It's a big play off the scramble. He has the ability to make guys miss. The lineman, he's going to make them miss. Now he's going to outrun the linebackers, picks up a block there by Oates, and he's able to pick up a 1st down right there at the 10-yard line.
Well, again, he picked up that block, but, as number 7, Jalen Oates on the play, was he turning around, picking up blocks that were unnecessary. I mean, if Oates can turn around and block the guy who tackled Anderson may have been off to the races.
1st and 10, South at the 10. Now they give it to Williams. Williams tries to punch it through, gets 2 or 3 yards. I don't believe it was a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
Well, I think it's a 1st and goal, Vance, because the sticks are down.
Right. Okay.
So you've got a 2nd and goal here from the 9-yard line for South. And, boy, they've really moved the ball here in the 2nd half, Vance. Big turnaround from the 1st half. I wonder what Coach John Redd said to him in the locker room.
A lot. Williams follows behind a blocker and gets in the end zone. Touchdown, South. The Rebels.
And that may have been the nail in the coffin, Vance, as Chance Williams rumbles into the end zone, takes a big hit at the end of the play, but with 6.5 left here on the AV Plus instant replay, you see Williams following his blockers and takes a big hit at the goal line. Boom, right there, holds onto the ball, breaks the plane, and it is a touchdown for South High as they go up 23-6 here on visiting turf.
And the PAT is up, and it's good by Garcia, 23-6, 6.5, 24-6, 6.5 left here in the football game at South High School. A very impressive 2nd half. They scored in their 1st drive, and they've just continued to do it So here's one more look at it, and as our director Bernie Johnson said, hey, we better slow down on this crab crush because look at that one. Pow! Well, be that as it may, touchdown South High School.
With a 24-6 lead now here, 6.5 left to go in the fourth quarter, you got to think that might have been the nail in the coffin, especially with Bakersfield Christian's inadequacies on offense and their inability to move the ball on this South High defense that has been pretty stout tonight. But, you know, then again, we look back at the injury situation that BCHS has ran into with Jacob Thompson, their sophomore quarterback, who had thrown for 351 yards this season. He was out of the game, held out with a concussion. And then you had Christian Carlin, who had rushed for 158 yards and 3 touchdowns so far this season. He was out of the game. So this Bakersfield Christian team, a young team, but Coach Barnett said they're young and they're only going to get better.
That's the voice of Matt Alvarez, color analyst for High School Football Game of the Week, sideline reporter for Renegade Radio, and now newsman Monday through Friday in the mornings.
5:30 in the mornings.
So let's hear an example of what are the stories that you might be breaking next week.
Well, what we get is we get a feed from the Associated Press, and I'd have to check the email. You know, we'd get the Associated Press story. I'd have to reword it to myself, and I'd do what we call a voicer and have an interview included in there, whether it be a phone interview, whether it be a live interview, or whether it be a taped interview. And you know, I'm going to get training from the best from Brett, KERN.
Hey, I will be up. You know, I'm up every day very early, so I'm going to be listening in. I can't wait. I can't wait to hear your first full big report on Kobe Adams' 3rd birthday on Sunday. They start things off. Hayden throws one out to the left side. It's complete, and it's caught out there by Emmanuel Wofford. Captain Brian Adams, what should I be shopping for tomorrow? What's on the gift list for Kobe?
You know, Vance, he loves music.
Oh.
He doesn't get that from me.
Maybe a nice Thelonious Monk CD.
You know, he likes Pirates. He likes what's it, Buzz Lightyear and Woody. That's popular in the household, and he loves baseballs and basketballs, that kind of stuff.
All right. I know what to do. 2nd and 7. Trips out to the right side. Takes the handoff. It's going to be a keeper by the freshman QB. Look at this.
Oh, wow.
Nice big first down. And a flag on the play.
Oh, you see Hayden lowering the shoulder there, not one to shy up against the senior defensive back, as you see here. The play fake, and then he just takes it up the middle, and then right here lowers the shoulder. Boom.
What a tough young guy.
Absolutely. And it's going to be a flag against South High, so that face mask is going to be tacked on to the end of the run. You know, from here, Bakersfield Christian will go to Wasco next week to open up South Sequoia play. South will go to West to open up South Yosemite League play. And Wasco's got that big rusher in Quentin Cheatham, one of the best in the county.
1st and 10, ball exactly at midfield. Kukta. Oh my gosh, went for the hard count. And the only thing that was hard was the helmet of Hodges Lee. Well, offensive movement there, and look at the big guy.
Well, we had talked about it all night that Kyle Mitchell, the center, had been getting blown up by THL all night, and that's it wasn't more evident on that play, even though it's going to go as a false start against Bakersfield Christian, and the play would never have happened. But nonetheless, you see the pure strength of Tyshawn Hodges Lee, 5'8", 290, and he's only a junior, Vance.
Can you say junior? .510 left. Another keeper by the quarterback. And he's on the run. This crowd loves it. This young man is putting on a show right now.
This kid is just all over the field, and like you said, he is putting on a show right here on the AV Plus Instant Replay, cutting it back. Nice job of securing the football, going through all that traffic. Takes a hit at the end of the play by Oscar Rivera and Malcolm Nolbert, 2 seniors taking down a freshman. Now they're going to go with the trips formation.
Holsey to his right. They give to Holsey. The big fella plows to the middle of the football field, and he's brought down at about the 15-yard line.
Well,
the 10-yard line.
At the very end of that play, you saw Gustavo Gonzalez reaching in trying to strip the ball.
Sure did.
But there's Halsey, and you see Gonzalez right there. Good job of ball secure by Kyle Halsey. And Bakersfield Christian is finally in business here, Vance. First and goal. I think it's their first and goal of the evening.
Football game not over. Well, big play right there by a guy who's had a lot of action tonight. He has played a very good football game, Chance Williams.
His jersey is the most dirty out there, Vance, in case you didn't notice, but a good job of penetration. You see
a lot of action on that play.
Rivera in the backfield, Williams in the backfield for South.
Bryson Hill, 6 foot, 230-pound senior for the Eagles. Another big guy. And probably a flag, no flag. And does he catch it? What's the story? I see no signal yet. Was it a catch? Was it incomplete? They're going to say he caught it.
Well, after a lengthy discussion, they're going to give him the ball inside the 1-yard line, but maybe we have a good angle of that on the replay as see here the AV Plus instant replay. And the ball is the verdict. Oh, man, that ball definitely hit the ground. That's
wow. Wow.
Well, good job of Wofford to sell that because now he puts his team in great scoring position as I think the Coach Wren threw the replay challenge flag out there. And be a timeout for South, and they're going to go underneath the hood and review the play, Vance.
Well, we don't have one of those big video booths where they walk in and go behind the curtain and come back out and change it. So I think Coach Wren, more than anything, wants to stop and get his defense ready for this goal line stance. But we can clearly see by our camera replay, our audio visual plus instant replay, that this football saw a lot of the grass.
It was a great pass by Coach Scub, but yeah, great coverage. And then, like you said, Vance, there was contact between Jalen Oates
that's what I thought
and
the
Wofford.
call would be, but nope.
But hey, you know, you're taught as a receiver, if the ball hits the ground, you pick it up and you roll over as fast as you can on your back so it looks like you cradled it.
It's like a catcher in baseball will kind of just, at the very end of the pitch, just move it just a little bit.
Just frame it just a little bit, exactly. Wofford did a great job of framing that one, and it worked out well for him. Now it's going to be 3rd and goal on the 1-yard line.
3rd and goal at the 1. 3:06 left in the football game. 24-6 is the score. The Eagles punch this in. Maybe go for 2. Make it a 10-point football game. Here we go. Kucha. That's a touchdown.
Miles run in by Justin Ballfunds on the right side. The big fullback, as you see here, just does a great job of lowering his shoulder, getting inside the end zone, and finally the Bakersfield Christian offense has found pay dirt tonight, making it 24-12. They cut the deficit in half.
So with 3:02 left in the football game, it's 24-12. And by the appearance of it, it looks like they're going for 2. And the running back to the quarterback's right is Kyle Holsey. He's the big guy, but maybe they'll try to throw something in the air. They go across the middle, and it is not caught, so it's going to remain 24-12. So it'll be a 2-touchdown football game for the Eagles to try to overcome here.
Boy, you see the penetration. That replay give you a good shot of Tyshawn Hodges-Lee and how easily it has been for him all evening to get into the backfield of Bakersfield Christian. But nonetheless, 2-point conversion no good. Still a 12-point game here. with 3 minutes and 2 seconds left to go on the clock. As you see the touchdown run.
Pow. You were right. Balfonts just lowers it and says, let's go. You and me at the goal line. I'm going in.
Well, that goal line opportunity from Balfonts was set up by that fortuitous play by Wofford. He was able to, he was able to convince the referee that he came up with the ball, as you see here. Clearly hits the ground.
Well, the official behind him obviously couldn't see that the ball hit the ground.
And I think the official in the near side was screened by Jalen Oates being on the ground.
The perfect storm for getting away with it.
Exactly, as they line up for the onside kick here, Vance.
Oh.
This is a kicker's time to shine.
Mike Salinas will do the kicking. Let's see his style. It takes a nice bounce, and it's going to be trouble! Bakersfield Christian High School football. That was a perfect kick.
That thing stayed on the ground, and I think what Gustavo Gonzalez, who was the closest South player to it right there, I think he was waiting for it to take that huge hop, and it never did.
And Cherry comes up with it.
Cherry didn't come up with it. It was Hunter Witcher came up with the ball after all that.
Cherry was hanging on to the very last part of the leather, and it just trickles out. And look at this, 2:59, BCHS, right in the thick of it. The quarterback, freshman, Hayden Kuchta, throws it out to the left side. He's not down yet. He's not down. Fumble! Ooh, man.
Well, you know, I wonder if they're going to give him forward possession here, Vance, because if they do, then he's going to be down at around the 40, inside the 40-yard line of South. But if not, you know, you see here on the AV Plus Instant Replay, Wofford, if he breaks that tackle, which he did almost right there, you know, they could charge him with the ball being down right there where he started to establish more forward momentum.
Hodges Lee was thinking he was going to pick it up and go coast to coast. 2nd and 9 now.
So after all that, only a gain of 1.
Kuchta backs up, looks to his left side, pump fakes, goes to the corner. He floats it up there, and it is incomplete, no flags. 3 Rebels all over that one. Boy, that was up there a long time.
Oh, it was. You talk about a lollipop pass, the good pump fake there by Kuchta, and then he fires it up there, and that thing hangs in the air for a long time, giving South the opportunity to get 2 defensive backs down there, and a great play by Oates to knock it away.
Oates did a nice job tonight. We called his number quite a bit as well. So here's a 3rd and 9, 1:59 left in the 4th quarter. They trail by 12, but they've got a breath of life here, new life, late in the football game. Kuchta takes a look at it. He wants to run. He's going to be on his feet, and he's brought down out there. A big play by Jay Weber. Wow, how impressive is Weber, Brian? I mean, we've talked about Hodges Lee, but, you know, you take a look at Jay Weber on this replay. He is just as a force.
You know, Vance, well, Hodges Lee stalls everything up. He takes 2 guys, and then Weber has the ability to come up the line, up the field, and if he can't get you, he turns and he pursues with great ferocity and makes tackles and slams guys to the ground.
Yeah, that's a great point. Hodges Lee, he takes up 3 guys. You know, 2 or 3 guys, 2 guys have to stop him for sure, maybe sometimes a 3rd. So Weber just gets to roam around there and cause damage.
Well, with a $1:49 here left to go, a 4th down and 5 for Bakersfield Christian. Their coaching staff, Coach Barnett, elected to take a timeout here, talk things over. And, you know, for all intents and purposes, if they don't get this conversion right here, then that'll be all she wrote. See Coach Wren walking back to the South High sidelines after discussing it over with his defense. See Isaac Kiros in the foreground, 2-year BC offensive lineman that went on to play at Concord College in West Virginia.
All right, here's the football game for the Eagles if they don't get the 1st down.
And that certainly doesn't help, Vance.
Oh, boy. Connor Starkey out there on the left side, exposed, unless they can say it was against South High School, but It is against South High School. So we saw Oscar Rivera reacting with some anger, and he must have seen it. He must have known it. So it was offside. So apologies to the Starkey family. It wasn't your boy.
Well, it's still going to be a 4th down, it looks like. But it's going to be a much more manageable 4th down. It looks like 4th and inches here as the referee is going to get together and possibly decide where the ball is going to be placed. And they might even come out for a measurement here, Vance.
Well, yeah, I guess the scoreboard's if it's 5.5 yards, the scoreboard's going to just say 5. So 4th and 1 now. So well, they've got everybody split way out to the right side. Are they going to go to the air on a 4th and 1? Oh, my goodness. Could have been the play of the game. Let's see if they hold them. If they don't get the first down, they don't. What a great effort out there by who else? Tyshawn Hodges-Lee and that South High defense. They stay home. They wrap up the quarterback, and how appropriate. Tyshawn Hodges-Lee stops a quarterback sneak from even getting 1 yard, actually threw him for a loss. And that could also be the crab crush of the game.
Well, he has made his name in the backfield tonight. He's been causing havoc in the Bakersfield Christian backfield, and he makes the final defensive tackle of the night for Tyshawn Hodges-Lee, and now all South has to do is just keep the ball on the ground and possibly even take a couple kneel downs here, and that'll be all she wrote.
Well, they look like they're in the I formation for a run play, and they are. They keep the ball in the middle of the football field.
You see Perez on that play just holding onto the ball with both hands. Last thing you want to do here is give up a fumble and put the ball back into the hands of the Eagles. See here on the AV Plus instant replay. That's how you want to do it right there. That's how you draw it up. Kids, if you're watching, both hands, one hand under, one hand over the ball.
Brian Adams, final thoughts on this football game tonight?
You know, Vance, I think South High did a great job of executing the second half. They found some things in their offense that got it going. 2 big plays by Anderson on the scrambles.
We lost Brian there on the end of his wrap up there. Well, Brian, have a great weekend, Brian, and say happy birthday to that boy of yours. Appreciate it. Matt, your final thoughts on this nice football game tonight?
Well, you know, Bakersfield Christian, obviously their offense took a hit, you know, with the loss of Jacob Thompson and Christian Carlin, but you know, nonetheless, they played relatively well, especially down the stretch. You know, they didn't back themselves. They didn't get down on themselves. And South, obviously, they showed that losing Odell Crum, at least for tonight, didn't hurt them too much. And obviously, the emergence of Adrian Anderson and Chance Williams, here you go, him running down the field.
That should do it. Well, no. How apropos, a penalty flag will halt the presumed run out of the football game.
Unless they decline it.
And Williams hops back up, and if I were that coaching staff, I'd get that big horse off the football field. He's done.
You know, so the emergence of Adrian Anderson and Jaime Perez, Chance Williams, Chris Green. I mean, South has a really good team, and they look very good going into league play next week against West, and then the real test will be October 22nd against Ridgeview. So, you know,
we'll see how they fare.
Absolutely.
Tonight they pull out here with a 24-12 victory. 13 seconds, and I think that should be it. I don't even think they'll break out of the huddle. I would think they're going to let this thing roll out as the clock continues to tick. They won't even get a snap off. That's going to do it. On behalf of our director, Bernie Johnson, and all of the hard-working guys and the Bright House Networks production crew, tomorrow they have a big, long day at the Bakersfield Business Conference, and they've been out here all day. Thank you, Bernie, to you and your crew. Great job. On behalf of Brian Adams, my partner up here, Matt Alvarez, have a wonderful weekend. South wins. Good night. God bless.
Get in the game. The Friday Night Blitz is on. Friday Football Extra.
And it's a complete football package on Sunday night after the NFL. FFX Sunday Night Edition. all the scores, all the highlights, all the stories from the gridiron.
Coverage of your favorite school, plus the FFX Game of the Week, Friday Football Extra.
FFX, the Sunday night edition, only on 17 News after Sunday Night Football.
Local football action. Get in the game.
Bakersfield's only sports station that's all sports, all day, every day. Fox Sports Radio 970. With Dan Patrick in the morning. And Jim Rome 9 to noon. Home for the world champion Los Angeles Lakers and NASCAR. And now the home for the Bakersfield Condors. No swap shop, no tradio, no cheap coupons. Sports. It's all we do. Fox Sports Radio 970.
Got a job to do? Premier Equipment Rentals is your answer. Residential or industrial, we've got exactly what you need to get the job done. Whether it's a drill, trencher, bobcat, backhoe, or excavator, you can always count on Premier Equipment Rentals. And with our new extended hours, we're available when you need us. Check us out at 3217 Patton Way and 5001 Stein Road, or give us a call to find out more. Don't forget to ask about our weekend specials. Make your next project a breeze with Premier Equipment Rental.
Football season's here